Hello, everybody. It is Discombobulated Tuesday because Papa's all over the place. Everybody got in sort of late, but it is from the barracks, and we're going to have a great show for you tonight. We're going to go over various topics, but first, we want to introduce everybody. Of course, I am Joker for Players Wanted. With me is the black screen, who's the man, the myth, the legend of the biggest heart, but smallest statute, who you can't see right now is Greg Paparisi. He's somewhere there he is. um, with me also is the queen of
Give it all a
one-liners. Miss Ashley, and Sam, the first time she's a special guest inside of the show, from Outcasts. And of course, Ashley is from Rogue Nation. And we're going to talk about quite a few things tonight. One of the things that we are going to talk about, the reason why we have the two ladies on, is women in Airsoft and some of the negative posting that we've been seeing over the past few weeks. People have requested a topic on this, so it's one thing for dudes to talk about it, but it's also another thing to have the ladies on so that they can talk about it as well. So, everybody, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, Ashley still isn't going to talk. She's just going to wait for that one line that she can say to just mess up everything. All right. So,
Okay.
per normal, can you hear anything now?
Can you hear me?
Well, we can hear you
guys
just
hear me?
fine.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
we can
you.
barely see you, but we can definitely hear you.
Shut up. My God. I don't know about you.
Of course, the
Your
stream is
stream
full
is
of
not on.
love and admiration for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, what's up? Op4 Airsoft team, what's up, all? Papa, my hero.
Stop it.
Hello, ladies, from Op4 Airsoft team. So, before we get into like all the meat and potatoes and everything, we always like to first start off by thanking all of our lovely sponsors. We like to thank Papa from Dead End Outfitters. We want to thank not Operation Big House, Big House Produce. When the two are closely named, sometimes it's able to screw up. High Powered Airsoft, and of course, Prussian Apparel or Paracord Addiction. Both of those are the same company. Hey, Jay. Whole lot of girls. All right, and also coming in for a limited time. is the
Hey,
Bracket
everybody.
Man.
You brought him on anyway.
Hey, when I sent out the invites and the show was going live, Ashley was the first one to jump in after me. Then Sam, and then Papa came on. So that's why the thing was everywhere. Challenge of carrying Joker not accepted. All right. Welcome, Brax. I heard that you're looking for a Halloween party to get to.
Yeah, kind of.
I have not talked to the wife about that. So,
The trunk or treat.
yeah. So, the now that the sponsorship and stuff is out of the way, let's talk a little bit about some of the upcoming events coming up. So, ladies, have you guys heard about that really awesome prison game that's going on up in Crescent, Pennsylvania, called Operation Big House?
Yes.
Are you coming, Ashley?
We were thinking about it, but I don't know.
How?
I just
how
want
long
to play with the tactical ghosts.
I know, right?
Dude, that place, I guarantee it, spooky.
No, well, for sure it's spooky, but it's definitely haunted.
That's what I mean. Yes.
It's like they're having a whole Halloween event there. I was like, nope, I won't go there on Halloween. All right.
Oh, look at Greg. He's got lights and stuff. You just shut up.
Sam, have you heard about this game, Operation Big House?
I have.
Are you coming to this event?
I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to this one, but maybe next time.
Well, hopefully there will be more events there. Wait, hold on. Dylan's chiming in. Definitely haunted. Asking
Dude,
me how
Mark
I know.
called me and Greg in a panic when he was there because it's haunted. How haunted it is.
I was live streaming, and I
Nah.
backed the bus into a tree because it's haunted.
Or maybe because you're driving.
Yeah, haunted, not able to drive, whatever, something like that.
Hey, Ogie.
What's up, Augie? All right. So we have Operation Big House. That's the next big event that we have coming up. After that is sorry, while you mess with that, Pop, I'm just going to mute you for a second because
Oh, that's beautiful. You say it's fantastic.
You know, not to start off sexist, but
Oh,
That is never a good way to start anything.
no, I'm not racist,
I don't-
but
no. Actually, this should be directed at Brax because he goes on
What are
he's
you?
on TikTok more than anybody I know. How do you do like this thing is? I'm getting a tan. This is ridiculous. How do you do
There's
this?
a brightness adjustment because you have it too bright. Also, Ella just brought me a rock.
It's probably like your height perspective.
Here we go.
I can go outside.
Here we go.
I did not
You're
start
starting
it.
early. Okay.
But you
It's
know
the only
what?
reason why I'm brought on here, remember?
So
You're only allowed one comment per stream, though. That's it. That was your
That's
good
not a thing.
that's not a thing at all. Just keep up with the comments. But you actually look taller in this one than the previous
Yeah,
stream.
he's shooting it down from low.
Yeah.
I don't even
I
want
thought
to be here today.
I thought it wasn't haunted until I walked into the cereal room. Yeah, the cereal room's a
cereal
thing,
room?
guys. Yeah, there is an entire it's like it used to be a walk-in freezer, and there's those single serving cereal boxes that you get at school and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
prison, evidently. There was thousands of them all over the floor that were open.
Just the boxes.
Just the boxes. That was all that's left. It was all over the floor. It was pretty
No,
intense.
no thanks.
All right. So after this one, the next event is going to be Wasteland 13, I believe it is.
Where is that?
That is in Ocala. That is a Fallout themed event.
About.
Yeah, that's the one that Christian's really excited about. He'll be bringing out the Sunshine Band in full effect again.
Christian's so excited about it. He's been with this since the beginning. He actually helps write and add to the different factions. He add like everything about it. He's all about it. He actually asked, God bless him, asked my permission to go because it's actually a scheduled game day.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
And told him, yeah. Well, so here's the thing, and I wanted to bring it up. I guess now is a good time with any of the guys that normally play at the field at Battlegrounds. We're thinking about actually holding off on that game and inviting everyone to come up to Wasteland. Give a lot of the new players and even some of the veterans that do play an opportunity to go up to Ocala and actually play in something a little bit different, because Wasteland is a little bit different. It is it's a very immersive game based on Fallout, the game. So there's bottle caps, the whole thing, and of the ones that I've been to three different fields that have played the same kind of game. It absolutely is the best one. Not because I look like an Oompa Loompa last time wearing the. I really did. It was terrible. I did not know what I looked like in that costume until I saw the pictures after the fact, and it was horrendous. I can't believe you guys.
It was freaking awesome.
It was not awesome. I looked like somebody's lost child. It really was terrible. No, the pictures they're out there somewhere, and I'll probably put them up just because I like self-deprecation.
Say no more.
Really, yeah. Oh, you got them. Yeah. There's a long wide shot. There's a long wide shot from 150 feet away, downhill, of me pulling a wagon, and I really do look like I'm on my way to the beach, but my mom left me. It is terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
We were at Cold Stone the other night, and I saw something I never thought I'd see. An adult smaller than you.
Yes, well, you saw me step to him, and he had to leave, right? So
You heard me talking.
We only allow one of us in any location at any given time. So.
Yeah, but I also have a picture. But I do also have a picture of you. Hold on. With another guy that was just slightly taller than you.
A picture with him?
Yeah, remember the black guy at that one event at Mayhem Mill 2. He was like your brother from another mother. The dude was. We went into the gas station and you saw this guy with this.
Oh, that guy! Yeah. I'm like, what? Yeah, he was not slightly taller. He had me by a couple of inches. That's still
slightly taller. Like it was that much. It was not a lot. It was like right there. Why can I not find this Wasteland 12? I can tell you right now.
Why were the comments flying and then they stopped? Did you lose an activity?
I don't think so. I think people are just waiting for us to go through. Good evening, everyone. The Cirque Joke start. I have no idea why the comments stop. Usually, there's like ebbs and flows of all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
So anybody who's going scheduled for the game on in 2 weeks at our field, we're considering it depending on what the interest is for players to go up to Ocala to go play at Wasteland. If there's enough interest and we can entice the community to go, then we won't hold the game and we'll have everybody go up there.
I think it's worth it.
I would like to point out, for some strange reason, this is the first time I'm hearing of this.
That's then you're not paying attention. That's what that hair is on my face. Man, who was taking those pictures too? I gotta figure it out. I'll find a picture sometime tonight. If not, I'll have it for the next stream for sure. Where he's about yay tall, running around. Actually, you know
February
what?
26th. The event.
Thank you, Wolfman, for moving on with the segue. Yes, February 26th. That's the game.
We're not even there yet.
Yep.
So, Ashley, Sam, are there any events coming up for you guys in November that you guys are going to?
Well, actually, we're having an event out at Gummies. There's my second here.
When is that?
It's November 20th. So,
Same weekend as the Wasteland game.
of course.
You're breaking up quite a bit. It looks like your signal went down, Sam.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry.
It's all right.
Frozen.
Hold on.
While we're waiting, I'm going to step. Give me 1 second. Go ahead, Joker. Actually, I'll do it.
All right. Public. Maybe it's this one. Okay. Well, Ashley, besides Wasteland, or besides potentially the Milsim game, the Central Penn game, are you going to any events in November?
Not as of right now, no.
That's great, Sam, but I was asking Ashley.
Oh, sorry.
Rude.
I love this. That was just perfect planning. Sorry, I'm usually a little bit more nicer, but all right. So besides the Central Penn game, nothing else except for the Gunnies game.
Yes. No. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, it's great because I know it's all kid problem, and it's like I would turn around and be like, "Out."
Yeah, I've got cats and dogs, so I'm worried. Well,
The funny thing is, the dogs just left as soon as I said that. They're like, "Oh shit, we're in trouble."
at least we don't have a cow poking in the window anymore.
But that was the best interruptions ever.
Dude, I miss her so much. She was hysterical.
All right.
All you already is just he's like,
No, well, is it really bad that right now I'm eating steak? So there is no sushi tonight because, as the sign says, welcome home, Steve Tom. Steve Tom, who has COVID, is actually home with his family now, and his first meal that he had since having cardboard food has been to have a nice, big, fat, juicy steak with a whole bunch of sides. So in honor of him, I decided instead of sushi this week, I'm going to go ahead and steak as well. It's one of the ones I made, so I know it's delicious. All right, so for December, see how this goes when we go talk about events. For December, we have Revelation. You are so distracting.
I'm
December,
talking about how you're talking.
Revelations 11 at Ballahack Airsoft. I'll be attending that one myself, so it'll be another. So it's got to be interesting. I guess the two events back to back I'm doing is going to be our role play event. January, I think there's going to be an event going to be announced really soon from ATE Airsoft, and then February 26th, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Is North vs. South 3. It's going to be at the Force Center, located in Immokalee, inside their prison game. Then we have, it looks like Stonebreaker was moved from March to first weekend of April. Second week of April, we have Pew Pew at Sea. Third week in April, we have holy shit, April's going to be busy as shit. That sucks. No, it's technically it's the fourth weekend in April.
Hey, look at this.
Papa's back. Well, sort of. All right, we'll bring him back when he's sitting back down and behaving.
Behave never.
Fourth weekend of April is going to be the Firestorm 3 at the South Carolina Mill. Fifth weekend of April that bridges into May is going to be another prison game.
I'm sorry, I just walked in. Are we at 2027 yet? How far out are you going?
We already passed it.
Are we? I mean, how far out are we going with the event?
I'm going off of all the events that we have set in the schedule, and now we're up to April and the beginning of May. That's where we're at right now. There's actually another event that's going to be going on, announced by Third Coast Airsoft, hopefully pretty soon, in the beginning of February as well. I think the weekend before the 26th, for their really cool AO that I can't announce yet. So I can't tell you where it is or what we're doing, but who's got the stream open in another screen? Periodically, I hear myself.
Ashley took her
Sounds like a personal
her
problem.
headphones off, and I think that's when it happened. She might be on speaker. It might be echoing off.
Oh, as soon as I take her off, she goes flying into her couch. It's awesome. All right. So those are the events that we have lined up because people always ask about. Wolfman, I've never been to Valhack. It's going to be my first time going. So, and of course, we're going right in the middle of dead of winter in Virginia. It's not going to be cold at all. All right. So, maybe it's going to be all right. It's cold.
am
I think
going
you'll be all right.
to an event.
Oh, what event you're going to?
It's what is it? This Saturday, the 30th, up at Black Ops. Autumn Fog.
Nice.
It's all like individual based. It's not like team based.
Oh, so it's like
It's
individual.
gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
Objectives and stuff.
So at least you won't get shot standing in front of a window again while you're dead.
Well, I'm gonna work the event. I got like an NPC. I get to do stuff.
Nice. To answer a couple questions, Jay Rodriguez, you're going to Rev? Yes, I will be at Rev. As far as I'm aware, it's only me and a couple other guys going up to that. I like Black Ops Call of Duty. It's going to be my first time, too. All right, man. Well, look for the guy in the Hawaiian shirt because I like those types of events because I could just wear I could sport the Hawaiian shirts and be good to go. All right, so Brax, do you have anything else to share before we kick you off the stream?
Let's share something.
Yeah, you're on here to be a little bit of comic relief. I mean, you're not going to be this distracting anymore. So
I'm not distracting. I'm doing my best here. Leave me alone. Look at this.
All right. So
You know what? Y'all, except for you ladies, you seem to be nice at the moment. I'm out.
Nice at the moment. Bye, Brax.
I know. I knew he was going to get all. All right, let's put this back up this way. There we go. That's a little better. All right. I don't know. Sorry, dude. It's habit. Each time that you call somebody else call sign, like their names are whenever there, you say the full name. That's just by my habit. All right. So let's jump into before we get to the main segment tonight. Let's go ahead and jump right into Operation Big House and talk about that. So, Ashley, Sam, thanks for bearing with us while we go through some of the stuff. This is part of like the process that we go through for our different segments and everything else. The look of Ashley, like the funny thing is when she looks up and she's going to yell at her children, the dog looks up in the same way, like, really?
I did it now.
All right. So, Operation Big House. Obviously, if you guys have not been around, you haven't been able to see it, or it's just going around. It's
At least she
actually
has
a
clothes
really.
on this time.
I know, right? This time we don't get in trouble for child porn.
Oh.
And for those of you who don't know, nothing's. Bye, Papa.
I'm not in on that one. I am not in on that one. You told me to behave, and that's what you come up with. I'm not in on that one.
Not my fault.
Nope.
Let's see here. All right. Braxton responds back. You sent an invite to be a dick. Laughing my ass off. Yep, Brax, we love you. All right, so Operation Big House. It's at this prison facility. It's going to be a 3-day event. The first day, Friday, is actually for JTF missions. So if you guys have not experienced something like this, it's really intense. A lot of action that goes on for the JTF missions. It really will assault your pretty much
It's very immersive. Yeah, it's incredibly immersive. The NPCs that are a part of it, they actually grab each other, throw each other around. They do all that. They don't touch the paying players, but they do get incredibly involved with each other. Blank fire guns, loud booms, all kinds of stuff, and it really is very immersive. They say if you've got PTSD, if you have you have to wear hearing protection. You have to. They won't let you in without it. It's very, very loud, very sensory overload. Absolutely.
So much so, like if you guys have never experienced like a tier 1 or anything else, for Overwatch 6, we did the helicopter mission. When we landed, they were running the JTF missions as a secondary mission to the helicopter. So as soon as you landed on the roof of the prison, you went downstairs, and that's when it kicked off. As soon as you go downstairs and you have your Air Pro in, immediately he sets off a charge, blows a door. And it's not like it's a tag grenade or anything else. You feel this in your core of your body. It was like, boom! And then now it's game on. They're yelling, screaming, blank fires going left and right. It's really intense. I actually have to go through all my old footage to find some of the stuff that they actually do to show from my perspective how it was. But there was one event where it was our job to get this NPC, find out where the bomb is, find out what the decode is, and go through. And I go and at BTA, Black Tiger Airsoft, they have these Connex shipping boxes as a city stacked on top of each other. You set off anything in there, and it just reverberates. So here's Skywalker just doing it with a blank pistol going boom, 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 boom. I had to turn to the cameraman. I was like, does that count as hits? Am I still alive? And he goes, yeah. I was like, I don't want to go down there now. It was that loud. It was great. So one of the cool things that came up today was from one of our sponsors, Paracord Addiction, Pressin Apparel, actually came out with the cloth maps that are going to be used. And we don't have the actual for the map yet, but this is what the maps are actually going to look like. So let's see, share screen. So sort of like the other map that I have, it labels all the buildings. If the building's not on there, like this one and these ones right here, they're not in play. So this is actually going to be the new cloth map that you guys can get, which is going to be a lot better than an actual, paper map that you're going around with. So it actually brings up the level of where Jay. That's going to be at. You could probably reach out to Pressin Apparel, and
Hey, can you spell that in the comments, please, for everyone? Sometimes it sounds like Preston Apparel. Sometimes it sounds like Press On Apparel. So if you can spell that out in the comments.
Pressin.
And can we also temporarily ban Stillwell until he gets his head right?
I did not acknowledge that. You did.
Yeah.
So, what I really like about this map is the fact that it's going to be cloth. It's going to be the microfiber. So there's a bunch of cool stuff that's there, and all the buildings are properly labeled and everything else. So if the building is not on here, you're essentially not allowed to be, with the exception of B. B's off limits for this event. This one down here is G and H. Those two buildings are off limits as well. And pretty much that's the entire length. You can actually see where all the parking is going to be, where the camping is going to be, and the two entrances onto the field. So this gets a really good. K building is labeled correctly. I'd hope so.
Hey Laz, how's it going? By the
what's
way,
up, Laz?
buddy,
How you doing?
I opted to give you that position since you didn't call back. I took that as a yes, just so you know.
Oh, you want the printed version as well? Let me make sure I can share that out. I'm pretty sure I can, so that way people can have it. But this is a great legend. It actually goes over the history of all the buildings, which is kind of cool. The hospital admin building, which is 5 and 6, were the first ones built, which are right down here, 1912.
Just search up cookies or the not cookies of the world.
What's better is, hold on, let's look at her face real quick. Stop sharing. Let's look at her face. She's like,
What?
Cookies of the
It's
That
almost
is an
as
every mom look right there.
Mhm.
Like the arms out, shoulders up. What did you just throw in my lap?
Do you notify Crescent Police before the JTF mission, or you just start blasting? Well, we're just going to start blasting and see what happens. They're actually aware of what's going to go on. They're actually going to be showing what's going on. They know what's
I
going
mean,
on.
they're
with
not
the
going to
event.
report. They're not going to show up this time.
They didn't show up last time. They only showed up because we had to call them because there was we thought somebody was lost on the facility because he went to the hotel with his friend and decided to stay with his friend at the hotel and left his vehicle overnight. It was only a one-day event, so when we see this vehicle parked out there, I thought that's what he did. But the owners and all are like, are we sure there's not somebody trapped in the facility? So what do we have to do all day Sunday as we're packing up and all that? We then had to walk around, make sure nobody's trapped inside of a freaking building, locked in a cell, because what happens when you shut the door to prison? It does not open.
They're locked, yeah.
You know what? You can shut the hell up, Rob.
Wiener.
All right. So the game itself is selling out pretty fast. We announced earlier today, I think there was 51 cartel and 49 DEA. Since then, 8 tickets have been sold. So those numbers have actually got down. 2 more, and there's only 18 JTF missions left. Now there's only 16 left because 2 sold.
So less than 100 tickets left, you said?
There's less than 100 tickets left, yeah, because this one is capped out at 300 players, not including staff. So, oh God, babyface joking. Yeah, I did shave this down. I was getting a little bit too thin. Don't worry, by next week, my mustache and goatee will be back in full fashion. All right. So with so if you guys are looking for it, there's also a lot of great sponsors that are going to be at this event. Dead End Outfitters is going to be the guys that you go to for all your airfill needs. Plus, you're going to check out their D-Hop barrel, all the other cool stuff that they do. So if you have not had a D-Hop barrel, now's the time to get a D-Hop barrel. What's that look for?
BBs.
Oh, it's because you're chewing. Got it.
BBs, we'll have guns, we'll have,
Yeah, when I shave, I get carded for freaking lotto tickets. Well, it used to be the case. Hasn't happened in a little while, but yeah, I'll probably get carded for a beer if I fully shave. Preston Apparel, Paracord Addiction, they'll be there selling maps, the custom kill racks. You know, these things are pretty awesome. And of course, my no product placement whatsoever. So I'll be there selling games. I'll have patches and probably have a few Jerry's left over. we're going to have Amped Airsoft will be out there as well. Tactical Airsoft Combat Simulations will be out there with their cool Kydex gear, which I had it on my desk and my daughter put it away. I told her to put stuff back, and it's not here anywhere. But I'm not going to set off. I am not going to set off a smoke grenade in my house tonight.
Wolfman, we're going to go ahead and get to that. By the way, stick around. We're going to answer. We're actually going to get to that here in a little bit.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that, guys. This format's going to. You still can't ban me. This format's going to be a little bit chopped up because we're going to move right from this. We're going to do two different segments. One is Dollar Theater, and then WTF Theater, because we realize that we need that now, especially what happened last night. And who else is coming? X-Fog will be there. So if you guys have any issues with fogging with any of your goggles and all that, it is the best anti-fog system out on the market. He'll be there selling X-Fog units. HPA Airsoft will be providing all this stuff for Chronos. Now, we addressed this during the Q&A session that we had on Thursday, but if you have a JTF mission and you're watching this stream, didn't see the last one, you actually have your own dedicated line to sign up for JTF missions, because you guys have to have your briefing, I believe, at 6 o'clock to get ready, and your time slots to get ready to go out in the field. So I think all you're going to be briefed at once, and then you're going to get your time slots to when you go to do start. So if you have a JTF mission and you're checking in, go right up to the line for JTF. Bring your gun and a magazine, so that way your gun can automatically get Chronos. So when you come in, you're going to come in, walk past all the vendors, check in, and then you can go right outside Chrono, get your, make sure you have your bands and all that stuff, get your time slots if you're on JTF missions, and then you're free to do whatever the rest of the night. Now, I will be smoking some meat at that event. So, Ashley, I know you want to come now, right? Give me 1 second here. Yes, we are going to be having a whole lot of new stuff. If you guys were at the lockdown game, there was very prop light game. Operation Big House, we're going to have control boxes, all provided by ATE Airsoft. We're going to have some bombs provided by ATE Airsoft. We're going to have some fake drugs all over the place. And we're also encouraging people to bribe the NPCs. People have been asking, what can I bribe you with, Joker? Beef jerky works, Starburst work. Remember, no alcohol out on the field, no illegal substances out on the field, even if they're partially legal.
Wait.
I don't know what Wiener said.
Partially legal?
Props, AT or props will not be there? What do you mean they're not going to be there?
He's breaking your stones. Go back to partially legal. What is partially legal?
Weed is partially illegal. Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Some states allow full recreational use. Other states only allow medical use. So, yeah, weed is partially legal. What part of that do you not understand? I know you're like this tall and a lot of stuff goes over your head. This one should hit you smack in the face.
All of that fat in your veins has clogged your brain.
So mean.
Nothing's partially legal.
Want to bet?
It either is or is not. If you have a card and it's medical legal, then it's legal. If you don't have a card and it's medical legal and you have it, it's illegal.
What's the law for Florida?
Medical, I believe.
There is none.
Medical? Like Illinois is now recreational, so it's legal for me, but not legal for you.
I don't smoke, so it doesn't really matter.
No, but it's partially legal because I can do it. I just can't bring it down to you.
That means it's illegal for me.
Well, you know what? I don't know if the ballot passed inside Florida or not. It might recreational might be passed by the voters, but not that. I know that enforcement of weed is like down in the gutters. So, but anyways, that's what I mean by partially legal.
Thank you, Wiener. I appreciate that. We're looking forward to having them at our event.
Oh man, Wiener is just. You know what it is? He's so jealous that he's not on the stream tonight. He feels that he has to attack people constantly. But that's what it is. All right. New Jersey's completely rec legal. Yeah, it just depends on the state that you guys are in. So just be careful with that. So if you guys are coming to PA and you like to smoke, understand it's only for medical marijuana. So go ahead and just go get your medical marijuana cards for anxiety or glaucoma. All right. I'm working, Spanky. Of course you are. That's why he's really mad. He's got to work right now. All right. So Operation Big House, get your tickets. It's in if you're watching this stream, no matter where you're seeing it at, you can see the links right there inside the stream. While you're at it, if this is the first time you guys are coming out here, if you guys are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, and share us out so that way we can get more lovely people to watch us every single week, so we can start bringing you guys more and more stuff like, I don't know, giveaways. What? Helping to save.
I've never heard it. I've never heard save second base. That's hilarious. Well, he works with mammogram machines. That's what he's talking about.
Yes. There's two things that he could be talking about. That the mammograms came through, but I'm always thinking about him being a softball umpire, and the other comments that we say that we don't reserve for the stream.
I've seen the save the Tata, like the shirts and everything, like all over the place. I've always seen that. I've never heard save second base. That's hilarious and is completely lost on newer generations because the bases don't equate out anymore. There's like 14 different bases now. I don't even know what's called. It's weird.
Remember, before you even go into that, you have to actually have consent to actually go to the game.
That's you have to buy the ticket. You have to like everything. It's so many other things.
So Operation Big House, November 12th through the 14th. Come out, have a good time. This is a really excellent AO. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff going out there. There's going to be two factions, Cartel versus DEA with the Op 4 team. Go away. God. Oh. Why are you wet? Ugh. Stupid dog. Anyways.
Not you. You're okay.
Yeah, that dog at least is not probably slobbering your entire leg. She literally just came over here and just drenched me. Get outside. All right, so Operation Big House, we're done with that segment. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about WTF Theater. So this will be segueing to the main topic that we're going to talk about after this, which is why the ladies are present. But so last night was probably one of my worst experiences at MA in a while, which says a lot.
And the stream is over. Thank you very much. You ruined it.
And we just lost our PG-13 rating, so now we unfortunately have to go for the rest of the night.
You told me to behave. Remember that.
I know, right?
I've been very good.
So one of the things that we talk about a lot on the stream is how your behavior affects the rest of the behavior out in the game and everything else. Like, how many times have you all been to a game where somebody else is playing in a way that is obnoxious, rude, they're cheating, they're overshooting, they're doing whatever, and you're trying to play fair, play an honorable game, but now you have to stoop down to lower standards because you're getting overshots and they're not, and you're calling your hits, but then you're shooting the same people, they're taking hits, but they're not calling hit, leads to a whole bunch of aggravation. So, crap. It's on the wrong side of the screen. Sorry. So here's like a prime example of what we talk about almost all the time on the stream of behavior. So last night at Miami Airsoft, we had a lot of guys that weren't calling hits. We're going to go through a few of those. Then we also had a lot of guys that were just full on spamming the trigger, doing dicky shit. But this is like one of the things that changed my behavior going forward for the last two games that I played.
Fuck, man, what the fuck?
In case you didn't know, hear that, I actually got shot 6 times in the span of a split second. I had no time to react. You can't see it too well, but the kid has actually turned his gun sideways and is supporting his gun with his front hand and literally doing this on his trigger. So I got the shit sprayed out of me before I even have a chance to put my gun up. And I got nailed in spots I didn't want to get shot, like right below my belly and right in the no-no zone. So that that angered me, and then I started doing this. 2 could play that speed trigger game. That was the kid that shot me, by the way. And no, it's not what you think it is, Greg.
What is it that I think it is? I mean,
Binary.
I have guilty
It's
conscience about something. But,
Nope.
I mean,
I can see the look on your face.
I was actually reading what Wiener said, and possibly I agree with him.
That's another topic right there. Just one. While yes, I agree. 2 wrongs do not make a right. But what ultimately ends up happening is that's how progressive a play. Now that was at the end of the night. That was the last 2 games. Repreach, walk away. Sure, but you know what? You know what else Miami Airsoft preaches, and what Papa preaches? Shoot them till they put their hand up.
Mm-hmm.
So, with off that first clip, you 2 down there are awfully quiet. What do you think about the clip that you guys just saw between the reactionary aspect of it? Love to hear your insights. Ashley, why don't you start?
Well, he wasn't standing in front of a window, so I don't know how he feels.
I was the one standing in the window, Ashley. Sam, what are your thoughts?
I mean, that's total asshole move. Pardon my French, but I mean, that's somebody did that to me. I'd turn around. I mean, I'll call it. You do it again, I'll make you bleed.
Somebody's on my side.
Yeah.
Papa.
Oh, don't point at me. Oh, I thought you were pointing at me like I was on your side.
No, I know you're not on my side.
So there is a difference between shoot them till they put their hand up. There is
hold
a
on.
difference.
Let's go back a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to come back to this one. Back to the I got you one. If you want an example of why this was a problem, let's show you this, and then I probably should have started with this one first. Let's slow that down and zoom in, shall we? That's 5 hits so far.
Play that back, please. Hang on. Those there don't actually look like they were hitting.
They are. You can actually see his. Like.
You can see him going, "Oh, it's hitting my knee. I should move that."
Yeah.
Like right there, he got hit on
that series of rounds didn't look like they were actually.
No, there was a lot of misses. I emptied half a mag on them.
I absolutely love when people just you're shooting at them and they flinch.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Sorry.
I absolutely love it when you're shooting at somebody, they flinch, they still don't call it, and then they're getting mad at you for overshooting them.
Yeah, that one hit him right in his kneecap. That's why he moved his knee in. You see his arm, his arm fabric on his arm moved. So he got shot 15 times before finally putting his hand up and walking away.
What you did there was right. I got no problem with that. That was right there. I got no problem with that.
That was the first game I played of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, now if you noticed, you know me, Papa, I'll usually shoot once, maybe twice. That dude just got 3 inside of him because of what the other guy just did. So my mentality is already changing in gameplay, where I have to shoot people more and more. No, Wiener, this is the first time I actually played against this guy. So that was like a first of me seeing him. I totally ran out of ammunition, got annihilated. So this is the same kid again. Very next game.
Oh.
Oh. I mean, that's my OCA, Greg. That's my OCA. That thing hurts at far ranges, let alone close ranges like that. How fast can you flank around a player? Me, I could flank pretty fast. But here's the other one that is annoying.
Oh, you're fucking hit, man. Yo, you just got shot. I just shot you.
Let's hold on. Let's see something for a second. Watch the guy's hand.
Yo,
Look at that. He's
You
rubbing
just got
right
shot.
where I shot him.
I just shot you. I just shot you right there. Walk back to spawn. Yeah, I shot you right there. You see, this is a camera, right? No, you did. That does not work in Airsoft, for one. Walk back to spawn.
What did he say happened?
Fuck.
He said I shot you first. First off, he didn't shoot me first. It was a straight up trade, regardless. But he's like, you did, because the previous game he said you never shot, because I ran into him, but that's when my camera was not on, of course.
I threw you one time.
So I launched 3 shots. He
I
hit
hit
me.
you.
I hit him.
I hit you. I hit you right there in your pouch. Walk. And you're dead anyway.
But by the
Fucking
way,
A.
that's Juan right there
hit
that
you.
just shoots him with the shotgun.
I hit you. I hit you right there in your pouch. Walk. And you're dead anyway. Fucking A, man.
Now this one's actually kind of funny. So,
Go. One up top.
I almost caught that grenade.
That one is spawn.
I almost caught it and threw it back. But that grenade went all the way back in the respawn. So, for those of you that say, why do I have to wear iPro in spawn? That's why. Alright, so... Alright, now we go back to discussion of that whole speed trigger thing. So...
Well, I mean, there's a lot going on here. Let's pick a spot, talk about it, and then move on. But
okay, so going back to the speed trigger thing.
yeah.
Good.
This gameplay, I would swear, is a year old. If I didn't know better, I would say it was a year old, because this is old Joker behavior. You've been a little stressed lately, I think, and maybe things are a little more sensitive to you at the moment, because that the comments, the stopping to tell people more often than not, things like that, that seems like old Joker behavior. I mean, when we first started the stream and we first met and all that, you used to do a lot of that, and then you found that just leading by example worked much better. I think I know the gameplay at Miami, and it's tough to maintain a cool head. I get it. It's tough not to tell somebody to call their head. It's tough to do any of that. As far as speed trigger goes, you know how I feel about that too. Keep shooting. Absolutely. Keep shooting. You don't have to hit them 30 to 40 rounds per second just because you have a fast trigger.
Okay. Ladies, anybody, would you two like to chime in? Ashley, would you like to go to think on this?
With what?
About the whole speed trigger thing, about the progression of the videos that you guys saw. Not that you guys don't know old Joker, but
I think it was justified for the simple fact the same guy making the same mistake over and over again, and obviously destroying him with Pew Pews wasn't getting through.
Sam, comments?
I mean, yeah, I agree with Ashley. I mean, it's just, I mean, you do that and you don't want to call it. Somebody does need to say something. So I think that's fair on my end, coming, as having worked at an airsoft field, doing that for a couple of short months and then moving up to the front desk position. But I mean, if somebody's not calling it, tell them.
Yeah.
Be loud.
Whose job is it to tell them, though?
Huh?
It's whose job is it to tell them?
To be honest, if the referee's not right there to see it, say something to them. Then if it's not if they don't want to call it right then, I'd say go get the referee and let them handle it.
Yep.
All right, I'll address the rest of that part in a second. I just want to hit Nick real quick because he asked a question. HPA, OCA, or AEG? It's an AEG OCA. They're both nasty as hell, no matter which way you go it, but mine is definitely an AEG. Let's see here. Any other questions real quick? No, Chris, we do not flip the happy switch, which is why when I saw Papa looking at the screen the way he was, he probably thought that I engaged the happy switch, but I did not engage my binary trigger. So the refs were notified. There was actually a ref up in the tower. Hold on, I can actually show where he's at. You could barely see his shadow, but he's up there. We actually had a ref up there, and he was actually hit checking. So the refs were contact, but there was two problems that happened with Miami Airsoft that is like a segue onto the next portion of it. One of the things that I think that sometimes the refs do wrong is not evaluating player power on each side. And it was definitely one of those scenarios where it was me and the two wands, or the two wands and I, if you want to use proper grammar, versus 12 different pretty experienced players. We were given a bunch of rentals, and we were given a bunch of inexperienced players. So much I said something that I rarely ever say, which is when I was pointing out to the admins that this is wrong, or what we're doing, that the teams are imbalanced. I was like, it's five of us versus your child always wants to share when you're on stream, Ashley.
This first, please. It's really loud.
I said it in a way that seemed derogatory, and I said, because I said it's at the last two games, it's like it's five of us versus 15 of them, and the two guys were like, wow, Joker, so you really feel? I was like, you think you could take that team on your own? And he goes, no. I was like, that's exactly my damn point. I was like, you guys, we need some of these four guys to switch over to at least balance out the teams to some level. And it was just ridiculous, because what ultimately happened is I don't get spawn trapped. Sure, you could try trapping me in spawn, but I'm going to push my way out every single time. With that grenade video, I was going back and forth because I was not going to get spawn trapped in there, and I was going to clear out the side, and I did. But the other players get trapped in, and it adds to levels of frustration, especially when you're getting overshot, people are not calling hits, and everything else. So there was that. So I could see that you have comments building there, Papa. Share.
I get it that it can happen. I understand frustration on the field. I understand it very much. You know that. But is it ever okay? Is it ever okay? Who is it that said it earlier? Two wrongs don't make it right. Is it ever okay to allow to allow that out? You're not there to teach them a lesson in that fashion. It's not your job. Now, if it plays out, fine. But you're wrong, even if you're right.
You're right. It's not my job to police them. That should be the jobs of the refs. The refs did not fix the problem. The problem escalated for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again?
The refs
Everybody else understood it.
The refs did not police the problem.
Uh-huh.
So the players adapted their gameplay for the problem.
And
So
then
it
all too
wasn't
often they get called out for it.
the problem the major problem that was going on. So here's another thing too. Like going back to where this ref sits, right? This ref's sitting up here in this corner, and he's got view only from he's up here. He's only got view of a certain angle of the field. Like in order for him to watch the tower right behind him, he literally has to turn around at an awkward angle and look like this, which is in itself is a weird angle to try to look and watch people, because when they see the ref up there and it was announced that the ref's going to be hit checking, guess where the gameplay shifted to?
Blind spots.
The spots where that ref cannot see. Exactly. So, and then you actually hear the announcement, no full auto, because everybody now is now spamming the trigger. Because a couple of bad actors started that, they set the mentality for the rest of the game day. And no matter how good you are or how behaved that you want to be, there's a certain point where everybody has their breaking point and everybody starts following suit with everybody else. Now, I'm not saying not calling hits, because I always called hits. It just simply put, it's like, okay, my restraint of only shooting you once or twice is now out the window, and I am putting 4 or 5 right in that line.
I didn't say anything about once or twice. My comment was about the speed trigger. Listen, dump 17 mags into the guy if you got to, right? But spamming and feathering the trigger, I'm not a huge fan of, because it might as well be full auto.
Yeah.
Guys not calling us hits. You want to waste BBs on them, waste BBs on them, right? Get some, but you know my rules. Get a buddy and then get a ref and walk away. If he's not calling us hits, just walk away. Ultimately, stop trying to go that way.
I want to address this part of Jay real quick when it comes down to it. Refs only can do so much, but they learn from experience and consequence. That is absolutely true. The downside of Miami Airsoft, one of the biggest downsides that it has, and I love the field, I go there so often because it's a great CQB field, is that the players do have to police their own. They rely on the players policing the field, because a lot of times there's not even a ref on the field. The ref sits outside watching the gate, make sure nobody walks out and does something. Hey, Josh, how you doing? So when you're talking about looking at how MA in particular works, I said it for a long time. MA teaches bad habits, period. It changes bad play. But there's a lot of reasons why I turn around and I go to a lot of other fields so I can get out of that bad play mentality. Like last night was not a pleasurable experience to play Airsoft, and I was extremely frustrated. I don't care about losing. Losing the game, that doesn't mean anything. What I care about is the quality of gameplay that you have. Like if I lost because I got outplayed, awesome, that's cool. If I lost because some little asshat doesn't want to call his hits and I have to shoot him 15 times, and then while I'm wasting my time shooting him, I get shot in the back, or even better, I know behind me my entire backside is clear. Everybody's in position and all that. Everybody's set. I had this little son of a bitch walk up behind me and go, "You're bang, bang, you're dead." And I turn on and go, "What?" I was like, and I'm looking behind me, all my team's back there. And as I turn around, I expose myself. I was no longer in cover. I'm dead. I get shot 4 times. He goes, "Just kidding, I'm dead." What the fuck? I'm in a zone. I'm about to go do a sweep. And then this kid comes up behind me and he did it 3 separate times. I was like, because at one time I actually turned over and I said, "There's not a chance in hell you're alive." I was like, "You can't," because the way he came from, I saw him go past the window of house. I'm pretty sure I shot him, but I didn't hear a hit. But the wands were in the things. They shot him. Next thing you know, he comes walking through house and gets me from behind. It's like, what the hell? But if it was just a prank sin, that's one thing. But a lot of these guys were doing a lot of wave offs. You shoot at them, they wave off, and then you think they're hit. And next thing you know, you get shot by them. It's like, ow, that sucks. That's cheating. It's a prank, bro. I've done it walking back to spawn if it was safe, where I didn't think the person was gonna, get shot or anything else. I've gone up behind people, go woo, and watch them jump. It's funny to tell. It's a different story. If somebody's actively shooting, I would never interfere with somebody else's gameplay at that level.
I think Sin was actually speaking. That's why the quotes. I think he was speaking as the kid who did it to you. No,
Yeah.
No, look, but still, ultimately, cheating happens. Poor sportsmanship happens. If you follow suit, you add to the problem. If kid did it more than once, should have absolutely reported him. Absolutely reported him because he messed up gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
He poor sportsmanship. He's cheating. He's messing up gameplay. You paid to be there. You paid the refs to govern the field. Go make them do their job. Hold their
Yeah.
feet to the fire.
I can't imagine going to a field that only has one referee that's outside. I mean, that's like my huge field, and not having any referees on the field, but sitting up at the top with me at the front desk and saying, "Okay, guys, go have fun. We're gonna have free for all, and somebody's gonna end up dead."
Well, I will say the way that all bitching aside, the way Miami's player policing works is actually pretty, in a sense, decent. Um, a lot of times that most players, really do call out other players, and a lot of times they listen or do trades or anything else. And then if it gets too bad, then they bring a ref out onto the field, and sometimes that does it. Or they do the punishment games, which is 4-on-4s with one or no respawns, and nobody likes playing that because it wastes literally 8 minutes of downtime. Because Miami, you play for 8 minutes or 10 minutes, and you're done for 8 minutes. So with the two things like that, almost nobody wants to have the gameplay go to those games because we know people are not going to call their hits and all that and whatever. It's problematic. So Miami Airsoft, though, the games are only 8 to 10 minutes, so it gets a pretty big thing. But like Gunnies, it's such a large field. You need people out there, and there is definitely some personalities at Gunnies.
Look, I just got. I'm getting 5 off-road segways for my admins because the field is so big now, so that they can be there. Your admins are on the field to protect the players from themselves and from each other. That's what they're there for. And you approach another player on an opposing team and say anything to them other than "great job," they immediately are on the defensive.
Yeah.
If you say anything other than "good shot" or anything, and even some of them, when you say "good shot," they're like, "I know," like, all right, whatever, dude. That's that's why just shoot, get a buddy to shoot, and get an admin. That's why I have that rule in place because you go, you get the admin can clear him, the admin can check him, the admin can do all that without it becoming a squabble between you and that person.
So that admin that was up in the tower was hit checking people, right? He hit checked Juan, who was right beside me, and when he hit checked Juan, he also shot me. And I was like, hit? What the hell? And I looked up, I was like, did you hit me? He goes, no, I got the other guy. I was like, prick, you shot me too. I was laughing about it because I was like, whatever, and I just walked back to respawn. I mean, that's such a small field like Miami Airsoft. It doesn't make any sense why people just won't go back and respawn after taking their hit. The field's small enough that you're not out of the game that long, which then goes into sort of like what you were saying about good shot and all that. I wanted to go over.
Real quick, Josh, go ahead and send me a message on Facebook, bud, and I'll go ahead and get you the information.
Trying to get him a segue.
He's to send him info on segways, yeah.
All right, so there's a lot of cool stuff that was inside of here too. That sarcasm was missed. Yeah, mini grenade launcher I use for those guys don't want to call hits. Good luck, guys. 10, 60 buckets, 60 BB smack you at the same time. Yeah, unfortunately, 40 mics are not allowed at Miami Airsoft, so that sucks. Wolfman, I'll address that one about the fields in a minute. He said off-road. All right, so let's talk about this one here. So trades. Trades happen almost.
Ban Stillwell, please. He's not right in the head.
All right. Looking how fast this interaction was with this. Come on.
Good try. Good trade. Oh, come on.
I got you first, bro. I'll do it.
That was at the same time, man.
All right, so Papa, what do you think? Trade or no trade?
I don't think it's my job to call a trade.
Trade.
This is a discussion for us here.
Yeah, it's
watching
not
the
my
video.
job to call
That
a
was at the
trade.
same time, man.
If I get hit,
I'm not talking about me telling him it's a trade.
Mm-hmm.
And that has nothing to do with that. From the video,
Uh-huh.
do you see it as a trade or no trade?
Good trade.
If you guys got hit, they both call it. They both call it. I can't call it a
That was
trade.
at the same time, man.
That's me talking about another person's integrity. They're in charge of their own integrity. If he got hit and you got hit, and you both wanted to call it. You both called it. You walked and you both walked back to spawn. But I'm not gonna say. It's not that I don't believe in trades. If we both shoot each other, we both walk up and we're pointing at each other and go, you know what? Don't have to shoot each other. We both got. We're both out. Let's go. That's one thing. But if I raise up and I shoot, you shoot, and I take the hit, and it's that fast, it's gonna turn and walk away. I don't care what you do. That's my belief on that thing. That's just where I am.
Ashley, what are your thoughts? Trade or no trade?
What does that mean?
Was that a trade or was it not a trade? You want me to play the video again?
No, I don't know what a trade means. Like you both are hit.
You both go back to respawn, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I've had plenty of those.
Fuck.
I just don't like his little comment though. So I got you first, but I'll give it to you. The fuck you do.
Sid says trade. So, I mean, that's so fast with the response. I mean, I had my hand up, but again, this is and I'm not pointing him out because this is actually one of the guys that's gone up to Greg's thing. It's not the first time I've shot him in that area and he hasn't felt it because that's a low shot. Sam, what do you think? Is that a trade or no trade?
To be the bigger person, yeah, I'd say I'd call it, but it's also depends on how much you pissed me off first.
Well, you shut up, Wiener. The only reason why I'm saying that is because Wiener's only saying it just to annoy me, and instead of actually doing the thing. So when it comes down to like those sort of interactions, I'm actually cool with this guy. He wants to he wanted me to play on their side. I was like, I would love to play on your side. I want some of your guys on my side, or vice versa, so we don't have the problem that we're having with the unbalanced gameplay right now. So I'm not mad at him. It's just a matter of, it's one of the things that's part of Dollar Theater, by the way. Was it a trade or no trade? But I did shoot him. I mean, you could obviously, the BB got hit. Hit's a hit. But I annoy both of you. Not really. I'm ignoring most of your like minigun comments now, but all right. So going back up to Wolfman's statement. So we're gonna go away from the Miami Airsoft gameplay videos for now. Oh, there's a good one from Sin. I fired an entire ref team over not being on the field during gameplay. That's kind of awesome. I want to see refs be held accountable so that way players don't get into that negative mindset. Is there any fields, airsoft fields, you say you probably do not want to return to? Do staff refs without naming the field? Fuck that, Raptor Airsoft. Fuck that, Raptor Airsoft. I will never step foot back on that field while it has anything to do with the owners that are currently there. If that place gets sold off, somebody else buys it, and somebody else legitimately runs it, then I would go back. But I will not go back to that field under any other circumstances. It's just that bad. Papa, I know there's a field that you might want to talk about without naming it that you have no desire to go back to.
This?
Mm-hmm.
And I won't go back to?
Yes.
In this state?
Yes.
Oh, an indoor.
Yeah, indoor.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. Well, shit. It's now it's almost named the name. No, I'm not a fan. I don't think it was run well. At least they gave a safety brief. So, I mean, that's better than some other indoor fields. But I absolutely disagree with a lot of the principles, um, and again the governance of the players. This sport is all about the players. Why would that not be your primary focus? You have a field, or you have an indoor. Uh, Nothing else should come first. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters but that. I'm incredibly long-winded, and I don't give a shit. I have the longest safety brief in the history of safety briefs. And
No,
I
you don't.
care. Who's
No, you
longer
don't.
than me?
Stag, Southern Tactical Airsoft Game, Dan Corey. He doesn't care if you were there, that you've been there every single game day or
Mhm.
not. He doesn't care if you work for him and decide to come there on a day off. He goes through, as soon as you walk on the field, he goes through every single rule and does
Good.
not abbreviate the rules. So he actually has a longer safety brief than you, sir.
and I applaud him, because when you set the tone of the field and you do and you let everybody know that this is the expectation, this is how you will behave today, not just because it's mine, but because it belongs to every single person standing there. And you're not going to disrespect all of those people. You're not going to disrespect yourself. You're not going to disrespect me or my team on my field. It's just not going to happen. And if you set that standard, you set that stage, that's the tone of the day. There's a better chance than not that it's not going to happen. There's always a bad apple. There's always one or two bad that are going to have a little bit of an issue, and you address those too. And if they get upset that you addressed it, they don't come back. Mission accomplished. Not that I want to lose players. I would rather have them learn and come back and play and grow and become better players and draw more people in. But if you're always going to be rotten, get out. I don't need you spoiling for everybody else. Sam, I see Sam nodding head.
Yeah.
Ashley, is there a field that you won't go back to without? You don't have to name the names.
I really haven't been to many. I don't travel much. Brett gets to do all the traveling.
How about you, Sam?
Yeah, there's one nearby that I will not go back to. Just poor management, poor referees, and just the way my team was treated because of just working together was absolutely atrocious. And yeah, without going into too much more information, yeah, you couldn't pay me $1 million.
Yeah, there's. Hold on. Jay sent me a video over. I really can't see what he's talking about.
I love Sin's comment, by the way.
What's
Players,
that?
I started the field to become a billionaire, man. And then
Rolls eyes.
Yeah, that's that's the thing. Braxton knows. I showed Braxton. I got a recruiter reached out to me again today. You know, I was in IT, for 21 years, and I left it. And a recruiter reached out to me today and to see if I was available for a contract, 100% remote contract too. I said no, thank you. I'm not in the market anymore. I run my own business now. He goes, oh, okay, thanks. Braxton goes, what was that? So I show him the contract and I tell him what the value of the contract was. His eyes got wide. He's like, dude, I don't know if I could have turned that down. I'm like, what? How am I gonna do any better than $2,000 a month running an airsoft store? That's fantastic. Like there is no. I mean, I'm not gonna get rich here. And honestly, if somehow I get rich in airsoft, that means I've been able to spread everything I believe in so far that I've changed the face. And honestly, that's my goal. My goal is to help airsoft be better. And if the reward in the end ends up being monetary, then it is. But that's not the primary, by no means. And you know that.
Oh, okay. I didn't have the sound going because of the stuff that's here. I don't want to have it to bleed over. Okay, Jay. I wish I could find mine because I have an actual one where I shot it at Miami Airsoft, and I was like, yeah, let's see you not call that.
Wolfman, I have
cool.
both. I have a field and a store.
Everyone says that if someone had $1 million in front of you, would you do anything? I'm cheap. Give me $20. I'll try to throw Greg in a pool.
That is the case. When Dom came home, the whole team came over, and he thought it was a good idea to make that attempt. It didn't work out in his favor. Did not work out in his favor.
So what Papa was talking about before, I found the clip, by the way, of what he did not like. This was like, we were there for only 2 games,
Please.
and no, this one's on me. So this was the field he's talking about.
Nope.
Like the layout of it was pretty cool. It was okay. Well, okay. They could have done more space.
No, you didn't hit me. You didn't hit me. Your BBs went right past my camera. You're hit.
Bitch, please.
That was a fuck around and find out moment for her. So at this particular field, this is sort of a funny story because Papa's like, "What the hell's going on?" That happened. I came off the field because she clearly shot past me and shot the wall. She wasn't actually shooting me. She thought she was, but she wasn't. It was hitting past. I shot her 3 times in the leg. She shot past me. We came off the field, and I went right up to a ref because it was right at the end of the game. So I went up to her and said, "Yeah, this particular one." I waited for her to come off the field, and I poured her out directly to a ref. I was like, "Yeah, she decided that she's going to start shooting me after she had walked away out. She turned around, came back, started shooting at me. I shot her up, and I kept going. I knew at that point I was in the wrong, but that was a teaching lesson for her. She then accused me to tell her boyfriend that I full autoed her, and I chased after her. I didn't chase after anything or go full auto. So I got the video. Let me go grab my laptop, pulled it up. I got brought back into the manager's office. Papa's all like, "What's going on?" It's like, "I got this. Don't worry about it." Go into the office, went down, pull up the thing. And I was like, "All right, plug it in." I was like, "Sir, her assertion is I full autoed her and I chased her down." "Yes." "Cool." Played the video. Stopped the video. I was like, "Did I full auto her at any point in time?" "No." "Did I chase her down?" "No." He goes, "Well, look at her arm, dude. She's all messed up." I was like, "Yeah, I started aiming for soft spots when she started shooting me."
Yeah.
After in retaliation, I was like, "I could take as many shots as I want." I lifted my shirt up. I was like, "This is my body, a roadmap of pain and suffering. I'm used to this. She isn't." And then the manager says, he goes, "Well, if we call that going guerrilla, we're not going to tolerate that." I was like, "Oh, don't worry. I'm going to go home after this. I'm pulling myself out of the situation." Because that was mostly research for Papa for an indoor field. Yeah. So I was like, "I'm done. I won't play anymore. I'm good." And I was like, "I'll shake your hand right now." But I was like, "What lesson did you learn doing that?" I was like, you picked the fight with you picked the bad decision with the wrong person." And she's like, "Yeah, I did. And I'm sorry." And I was like, "I'm sorry for two," because her arm was tore up. I mean, literally already it was like bruised all up on that one side that I shot her. And it's one of those things. I'll keep firing until you put your arm up. Once you're done, I walked away. I called my hit. Shouldn't have to have, but I did. So if you want context of the field that he does not like,
yeah, it just wasn't. Again, I don't know. I've been places where there wasn't much to speak of a field. Like right now, my field is not much to speak of. It's an interim field. But we are getting more and more and more players playing, not because of the field, but because of the gameplay and because of what's the attitude of the entire field. The feeling you get from the time you walk on to the time you leave. You get people that stay long after just to hang out and talk. And we've got guys right now, which is awesome to me. I absolutely love this. There's a family. A father and son. The mom doesn't come till yet. She's played paintball with them. She's thinking about it. They came to the grand opening, just them two. They bought some stuff, and then they came out and played. Then they brought 2 people with them. They came out and played. They brought 2 more people. They brought 4 more people. They now have a full crew of like 3 trucks that show up. Again, they're like, our crew's getting bigger. They gave themselves a team name. They just love coming out because it's to them what we offer is a family environment. It doesn't mean you can't come out and cut up and have fun or things like that. No, not at all. But it's all love, and I just think that's what it's there for. Doing some of the little things to keep the players going. We try to make it fun. We really had a great time.
So, and this is actually the perfect segue into the next segment. So, I'm going to start asking the ladies. I'm going to ask each one of you the same question. So, Ashley, you've been playing. I believe I was there for your very first game. So, you've been playing for like less than a year, right? Sam, how long have you? Go ahead.
Because I don't even remember. It's been about almost a year now. Because I went to the VFA event. I did this year, but the year before, and they had it late, which I think it was in October or
Nope,
November.
it was November 9th.
So it's almost my
a year.
anniversary.
That was the first one we went up to up there?
No. That was the second.
No way.
Yeah, the first one is the one that's at Sherwood Forest, which is a really awesome field. I love the layout of that field, especially because of all the railroad ties and structures he built from that. If you guys have a chance to go to Sherwood Forest to play an airsoft event, take it. The AO is awesome. Sam, how long have you been in airsoft?
About 7 years now.
Okay. Player. Well, obviously you're a player because we saw you at. I saw you multiple times go running and gunning with some of the guys.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. I started off as a player 7 years ago, and then it turned into an actual disease almost. And finally, I had a position open up at Gunnies, and I was like, hey. So, cute, quiet mouse little me turning into what friendship and the rest of my teammates have molded me into today.
Yeah, because it was kind of funny watching you out there, because the reason why we brought both of you on is that there's been the segue into where we really want ladies in airsoft, right? I don't say girls in airsoft. I don't say ladies and women in airsoft. The person that actually brought me in airsoft that got me started with it was actually my now 15-year-old daughter. She walked up, saw Node, their Trouble in Terrorstown game. She goes, I want to try this. So it's because of my daughter, the reason why I got into airsoft. Now, she, of course, dropped off because it hurts too much. But I stuck with it. So it's interesting because, like, Wolfman asked for us to have the discussion on it, and then I saw a lot of groups all of a sudden. What was it, like 3 weeks ago, Papa, when he first made that suggestion? 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, because we thought about it doing for last, and we weren't able to do it for last again. By the way, he's got a good comment. I want you to hold on to that. I'd like to talk about that as well. Wolfman said it. At one point in time playing airsoft for that. Have you ever cheated but over your time?
Yeah, that's. Let's see here. Oh, the cheating one. Okay. Yeah, we can go through the. You're breathing a little bit into it. All right, Vader. That's it. I'm going to fix that right now. Like, right now.
We'll wait
there,
for
fixed. There we go. Darth Ashley. All right, so going back down to this, like, I hardly see female airsofters play. I've seen female models act like airsoft players. And you know what? Look, bottom line is, if there's women inside the sport, even if they're just Instagram models, who cares? Even if they're out there to take their pictures with all the gear on, and you can tell that they're not players because they have not a single mark on their perfect bodies, that's cool. It brings attention to the sport, which is what we want. However, I've seen a whole hell of a lot of female players out on the field, and some of them are pretty badass. I saw Sam run up at one of the interactions. I think all the other guys died, and it was like a blaze of glory for her going up against Tan, and it was like one of those YOLO moments of, I'm going to die! And I was an admin. I think I believe it was on maybe Sunday. I think it was Sunday that I saw you run and interact. So What sort of obstacles do either one of you feel like you hit going into airsoft? Uh, Ashley, do you find that you've run into any walls or anything else like that, or have issues, especially out on the field when you play?
Mm, my anxiety ish. I don't know, I get scared really easy. I don't know if that's because I'm a woman, but like I can't do close quarter stuff. Like I cry a little bit. I
You're
can't do
not.
it.
It's not just you. It's
I
there's a
panic
lot of
trigger a lot.
Joker cries all the time. He really does.
when I see who my friends are, I have to then I need to get a beer, take some antidepressants, you know, balance it out. Sam, what about you?
I mean, I haven't had too many issues with people lately. I mean, I know starting out it was more of that nerve-wracking thing of, oh, I'm going to be the only girl out here on the field. Like Gunnies, I think I may have been either the first or maybe the second lady that ever went on the field. That was years ago. But like even at Firestorm a couple weeks ago, the one issue I really had, well, two really, getting overshot because I see that you're a female. Let me go in here and overshoot this one. Cool, great. Thank you, appreciate that. I'm still going to call it, and I'm still going to make you bleed the next time you come around. Or my personal favorite, I go into a room, again, case in point, Firestorm, and some random dude looks through a door, sees me on the other side of it, and proceeds to launch himself backward and then Spartan kick the door right into my face and slam me into a wall. Because you see, oh yeah, there's a female on the other side of the door. Again, thank you. Quit being a jerk about things and get over the fact that there's a female playing.
So you're seeing an opposite effect. Not guys treating you more sensitively. You're seeing the opposite then.
Yes, on the opposite team. Now, the guys that I run with, on the other hand, they're like, oh, cool, you're here. Cool, let's look out for you. Let's go charge into whatever room and let's go get shot. Which, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really been treated any differently, but I can't tell you how many times I've heard, "Oh, that's a girl."
Never would have known.
Like one of the first, not the first time I played, but one of the first times, like somebody was saying, "It's like, oh, this guy's going over there," and I'm just like, "Okay," and he goes, "Oh, you're a girl?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like I don't know if this can like prove like. Could you not see that I am a girl? Like I don't know.
I don't know. Nowadays, that doesn't matter.
Thanks
anymore.
for that, Ashley.
Well, I mean, one of the first times I ever went out to the field, got to go to the bathroom, go to the porta john. You come out and you get, oh my God, there's a girl. It just went to the bathroom. I'm like, you don't have a mom that uses the restroom in your house? What?
And I think that's kind of interesting. That how many people like react in these sort of ways. It's like for me personally, like if I go to Miami Airsoft, it was kind of funny because yesterday, one of the guys that is on that team that I like to play with and that's sent over to Papa, his wife was there, and he goes, my girl was there, and he goes, just watch out for her on the field. I was like, I'll watch out for her and I'll shoot her a bunch. And he laughed, and sure enough, when I was doing that speed triggering, I nailed her 4 times in the head, twice right in the neck. So I came off the field, and I started laughing. I was like, hey, I shot your girl. And she goes, oh, yeah, he did look. And she was smiling about that because I didn't treat her any different than anybody else. I don't treat women any different than the men on the field. I don't expect them to do less stuff or anything else like that. I don't think that they're going to be able to run slower or not be able to lift things up and all that, because you'd be surprised. I mean, shit, my wife kicked the ass of somebody that got in a fight with me. The guy sucker punched me with a fucking stick, knocked out a tooth, and I was spitting blood. She comes out and literally drop kicks his ass, and I was like, how do you feel about that now, huh? This is a few years ago. So it's like women inside the sport really shouldn't be a shock, but of course it's male dominated. And then, have you guys ever had an experience where you shot somebody, and then they found out you're a girl, and they're like, "Oh, fuck that shit," or anything else? Have you emasculated any men after because you shot them and they found out that you're a girl?
Ashley emasculates me every time I see her. So.
Remember, it's Darth Ashley now. Sam, have you ever had that experience happen?
No, not that particular one. I mean, it's usually the commentary before or after a game. You know, never during.
Yeah, and this also happens quite a bit too. I've been fooled that some female players wear gear that hides it, but who cares? Especially when I go up, be like, "Yo, bro, what gun is that? It's sick," and you get a female voice. It's not. Oh shit! I'm not sharing that one.
I
Well, that's
saw
what I
it,
said.
and
It was-
Sin, just
sorry.
know if you open the door, if that's a door you want to open, just know. He actually did say, if you scroll down, you see Sin. Sin actually said, indoor plumbing, outdoor plumbing, I don't care. You shoot you anyway.
Airsoft has
honestly,
no genders. We're LARPing in a doorway with the
You
woods with
can't-
toy guns.
Male to female, ultimately it doesn't matter. You get the same type of characters regardless of gender. I've seen women come out to the field and kit up the whole thing and go out, and the game starts and they stay back and they walk up the field. I've seen males do it too, though. It's not a male female thing. It doesn't matter either way. I've seen guys full just 9 guns and just full kitted, and they hide the whole game.
Yeah.
So it's not male female in my opinion. I have seen what makes me cock my head sometimes, but it only looks different on women than on men because most guys don't leave the house in the weird stuff they come out to play on. We had a woman come to the field this past weekend. She's wearing a midriff shirt. She's wearing a belly shirt, jeans, like skinny jeans and a belly shirt. She went out and played, and she crushed. Now she probably won't wear that again the next time she plays
because it probably hurt like hell.
Because I think she probably caught 1 or 2 in her belly, but. That's no good. She just threw some clothes on and came out and played. She put on what she thought was going to work for her. That doesn't make it any different than what any guy does when he comes out and plays. You've seen when Bowman was at the field, didn't wear shorts. He always wore shorts and Hawaiian shirts. Dom would wear shorts now. It's men wearing kilts. It doesn't matter. I don't think that's different. I think it's some of the men that view it, that might be where some of the issue lies. Is that I'm not a fan of you use the particular phrase, which I know it's a common phrase, but it's male dominated. I've never liked the phrase. It's not dominated. Most women don't give a shit about guns. So most women don't want to run around in the woods shooting people. It's just not a part of them. Men feel the need to prove themselves every bit of machismo they possibly can, so they're going to go shoot each other in the face till one of them cries. That's what they normally do. So you've got more men doing it. I don't know that dominated is the right word.
The statement that it's male dominated mean that most men are the ones that play and all that.
I know what it means. I've just never been a fan of the phrasing because it to me it almost comes off as. And it used to be the case in the past, using the phrase male dominated actually was exactly that. Men would push women out of things. Now, I don't think that's the case. I've not experienced that myself personally. I mean, there's still a little fine line when I first, when we meet Brett and Ashley, when you first meet them, Brett's a giant of a man. You very cautious. Look to him and go, "Can I speak that way to her? Is that all right? We're good here." Shit, do what you got to do. It's tougher than I. Okay, there it is. So there's still that little fine line where you want to show the male-female respect when it comes to something like that. But we're all wearing green or tan. We're out there facing each other. If I squeeze first, you're getting shot. Period. I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
I can definitely say I've been hit on multiple times going to airsoft field.
That was going to be the next
Please
thing I was
tell
going
me
to.
it's the nervous, nerdy hit on too.
Oh, all kinds of hit-ons.
I was standing there that one time, and I had actually, because like Ashley was like trying to tell this guy in multiple ways, I'm good. No, thank you. And I finally said, "Hey," I was like, "Ashley, where's Brett at? Where's your husband at? I need to talk to him for a second." And then and he was like over there. I was like, "Yo, Brett!" And he turns around and starts walking over, and he's a tall guy. That little
Big
dude just went,
Viking.
whoop. So, has there ever been like times on the field that you guys just felt like, "Hey, I need assistance"? Sam, I see you
Oh,
shaking.
there's a guest going on there. All right, I want to hear this.
I mean, that's the fun part. Well, not really fun when it's happening, but texting like my boss or one of the referees that works where I'm at, or somebody sees something and they come over and it's like, yeah, no, we're good. No. I've had one instance where the guy was making me really uncomfortable. This is at the time we were in the little barn up at Gunny's, and I'm literally sitting in the window, like waiting to make a run for it because it was just keep getting closer and closer. And it was definitely nice. Good.
Oh, really?
So, but at the same point in time, I sent a message to my boss, and within a couple of seconds, he was at the front with me. So it was nice knowing that. Yeah, that may have happened. Maybe a little uncomfortable, but it is what it is. Suck it up, move on.
It's always there's always like a fine line between joking and jokingly flirting around and making the comments and all that. Like one of the Sam, I don't think you came over by and got any of the brisket, but one of the favorite things I like to joke about is putting my meat in people's mouths. Male, female, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And this is actually a funny story from Firestorm too when we were there. The biggest thing is like
I don't like
you
them.
want my meat in my mouth. You're just gonna savor it, suck it, just taste all the juices. It's so salty and sweet. It's great. It's awesome. So you make all these innuendos and all these jokes. There is CRISPR's daughter standing right there. She goes, "I love your meat in my mouth, Joker."
And she's young. She's young, by the way.
She's 12. Well, Sam was there. Sam met CRISPR's. Everybody met CRISPR's daughter.
She's adorable, but she's a firecracker. You're gonna have
yeah,
some trouble with her when she's older.
I'll give her credit too. She was following her dad around when on the field as an admin, right? They had to go through and do. And there was one area that was a firefight that I had to shut down play because it was a T-junction in the basement, Papa, near where the lighted area was. And Sam, you know that same location in the basement, right? Where I put the control box. That firefight was going through, and all of a sudden she's not complaining a single bit, but she's jumping around. I was like, "Cease fire! Cease fire! Admin, you moron, stop firing!" And everybody was like, "Okay, cool." They all went down and all that. So I give her credit; she didn't complain once. And then I think she came out and she goes, "Yeah, cease fire!" And almost said the word. And Chris was like, "Galen."
There's I used to love to see it when I was in IT also. IT's full of nerds, obviously, right? And a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them are the awkward basement dwellers, that type of a nerd. And invariably, a lot of companies I work at, there's a receptionist out front. Usually it's a female. Usually it's an attractive female. Always come back from lunch, and there's 2 or 3 of them sitting there just dripping with sweat, leaning over. Hey, so did you need I can upgrade your computer if you need. Like they just have that super awkward, feel this need to try to have that communication. Or you've got in Airsoft, you've got those guys. You've got the big macho, I'm here playing war kind of guy, and they're going to be the ones that are going to scare you out the window. And you've got all of these different, but I don't know that we had this long conversation after last week's stream. I don't pay any mind to it. If
Yeah,
we're
he
out
got
on the
mad at
field,
the
we're out
last
on the
stream.
field. I did because it's a big deal to me. It matters to me. The more you make it, the more you make a thing, the more it's a thing. You know, let people play. You're wearing. I had this when I was in the army. First time I was around women in the army, I was a tanker. There's no females. I went to school. First time they were around, both of them got together and told me they thought I hated women. I said, first of all, my wife would disagree with you. and second, you need to be standing up to aggressive when you talk to me because I outrank you. If they were in civilian clothes and we were walking over PX or something like that, I would rush and open the door for everyone. I was raised right by my grandmother and my mother. But if we're in uniform, you better be standing up holding the door for me. I don't care about that. If we're doing this thing that is genderless, then do this stupid thing. You know, there's little plastic babies and toy guns. Stop. Just go and play and have a good time.
Or have
Unfortunately,
fun.
and that's what we should all do. We should, like it doesn't even matter what gender, what race, or what sex you are, or sexual preference you have, whether or not that you're born one way and one gender now another. We're all out there to have fun and have a good time. And this subject, like when we ended the stream last week, we actually had to sit down and we had a sort of a production meeting right after and start talking about it. Greg was fired up because I said, yeah, we have to be careful with what we say. Because anything can be clipped and soundbited down and make it look like if we say something by like a joke or an accent or anything else that makes it look like, huh? Hey, but you know, it's for everybody. It's not just for the ladies, okay? If I only said to the ladies, like, I say to the guys more than I say to the ladies. And because it's like, I didn't know Sam good enough. It was like, you want to put my meat in your mouth? Because that could be extremely awkward. And it's like, yeah, I've already had
pretty much everything. I mean, you saw how many people I was around over at Firestorm last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I mean, you know, just from my group alone. You think they censor anything because I'm there? No, not at all. I've been there. I've heard it. I don't care.
And now that if we know each other on the field and everything else, don't worry, you'll have the unfiltered version. But we can't have that on camera, which is recorded, which then can be clipped and soundbited. And look at this son of a bitch. Now, there's a long-standing story that I'll tell you like in person off the stream about what happened in one of my first board game companies because of somebody taking the wrong joke the wrong way, and I had to totally rebrand a board game company over it. So that's why I said we have to be careful. Yes, sir.
People are saying they're getting some kind of error connection error, something like that. I don't know if that's coming from us or if it happens to be them. 2 people are seeing it. Just wanted to pause real quick and say that. What stream are you guys watching?
They're all watching on YouTube. They're watching on YouTube. So,
all right. I just wanted to check on it. Just I don't want to keep going, and all of a sudden there's nobody watching because we're not actually streaming.
I'm gonna make sure everything on my end is closed out. That's one. Oh, that doesn't help. That was playing in the background over and over again. That might have been part of it. Close all chats. That could have been my bad.
Yeah, let's see what happens now.
Okay, what it could possibly sometimes be is there could be spikes inside of connectivity for restream or anything else, and that's where you might be able to watch it. Yeah, we prefer everybody watch it on YouTube because that gives us the most returns. That's where we get that's where we're monetized at. We're not monetized on Facebook. And it's also like one of the best areas. Dollar Tree Internet strikes again. Yeah, welcome to Xfinity. I know Ashley, since you're new, you probably haven't had this yet. Sam, have you ever been in like in-game leadership, like a squad leader or anything else, where people just did not listen to orders because, oh my God, you're a girl?
You know, I mean, I think I have one instance of that. It was back when I first started the company. But as like even with my guys, when I think about it, you know, we start to get I have that support that you know, hey, we need to get guys over here.
Hold on. Sam, you're breaking up and chopping up a little bit.
Oops.
Your audio was like jarbled.
Interesting. Is that any better?
Much better, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know how much y'all heard, but basically, the guys now have that report with them, and
We're just not allowed to hear this story. There's no way we're going to get to hear this story.
Hold on a second. Let me try something real quick. Try now.
hey, it's a lot quieter.
It's Papa's. I think it's your things is. I as soon as I muted you, because hold on,
Hang on.
you have a hum in your background.
Hang on. No.
Or static or something.
Now try.
There we go. All right. So,
cool.
I now had the rapport with the guys out at the field, and now, you know, if I say, hey, we need to have guys over here in order to be able to take over XYZ building, they're more like to listen to me because I have that rapport with them because I've been playing with them for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if I were to go do it at, let's say, an extra event that I go to or whatever, and people don't know me, they're slightly less willing to listen until they figure out that, oh, it's just not some other girl out here, whatever, playing. You actually are willing to get in there with us.
Yeah, see, me personally, I get that all the time when I go to other places. People are like, "I'm not going to listen to what you say. You're freaking crazy."
Yeah,
my crazy, my craziness works, but it works for people that listen and follow and do exactly as I do. Let's see. Yes, Papa, the humming's gone now.
I had to change. It was actually, I think it was. And does the audio sound different now also?
Yes, it sounds a little bit clearer and crisper.
Yeah, I was coming from. I didn't realize I was still using the mic on my tablet. So, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Way to go.
Yeah, the hum was actually the fan from the tablet. So
sometimes though, the things pick up, and that's where I realized the audio jarble was coming because Sam's got full bars. Everybody's got full bars. So
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much the bottom line that I wanted to wrap this all back into is like anybody that's listening going through. I don't care if there's Instagram models out on the field. I really don't. I mean, if they're out there, they're promoting our sport, whatever. Everybody's players and everybody should be treated the same. Shoot them, and call it shoot them until they put their hand up. You know, that's how we should play. Everybody the thing. It's like I'll listen to anybody once if their advice is like if I'm out on the field and somebody gives me an order and it does not look like it's completely freaking stupid. Like I'm not talking about crazy. I'm just talking about stupid, like 5 IQ stupid. So it doesn't matter if you're, again, any of the things I said before. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, gay, straight, male, female. Go take that target right there. I could do that. Cool.
Yeah.
Now, if you give me orders to go do something and I keep dying over and over again because it's an idiotic idea, I might not listen to you anymore. It has nothing to do with, your gender or anything else. It's how you are as a player, and you might not have the tactical knowledge to do it.
Let's think about that for a second, rework it, and then maybe try again.
What, my statement or just...
No.
No.
I thought that's where she was going to.
You keep dying, so let's take a look at the plan that you just came up with. Rethink how you're doing this, and let's try again and see if that works better.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
What do you say?
Like, I wasn't joking when I told you that I get scared like so easy.
That was freaking hilarious.
Shut up, dog.
There's actually a question for you in a second here from call sign from Wolfman about your loadouts and all that. I don't know if I actually have the video. I don't think I could easily find it of Ashley's loadout because the only way that you could tell that it was Ashley was because she's got that braided hair. And she literally looks like one of the dudes out on the field. She also has this is where you have to worry about how you say shit. She has a different gait than the men do. If that makes any sense. Your stride is different than the way the men run and everything else. I'm trying to think of the proper adjective now. Not even sound bad.
Feminine.
Sam, could you say this?
Not even feminine.
What do you?
It's not even
so
feminine.
Uncomfortable right
More
now.
agile. She flows when she runs. It's not like
You're talking
us,
about Sam, right?
I'm talking about Sam. Yeah, I'm not talking about
Yeah, not me. I'm
Ashley-
agile like a freaking, I don't even know, an elephant.
See, I have the opposite problem. I look like a newborn baby horse, legs all over the place, that just kind of like runs somewhere, hair flying, just yeah.
But the way you run, your stride and the way that your body moves, actually, if you step back and watch, you could actually say, all right, I don't think that's a dude.
Warning.
Thank you, CRISPR. It's the birthing hips.
That's Sarah. Yes, dear.
She's probably now chastising him for having this stream.
Okay, I'm on the stream. You know that, right? It's Tuesday. We literally are talking about women in airsoft. We have Ashley, we have Sam on here, and I thought you were literally calling to yell at me because of my descriptions of how Sam runs. So, oh, geez, all right, I'll call you after the stream, man. You're in a mood. Holy shit! Everybody, say goodbye to Sarah.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Tell her she can. Tell her she can. I'll let her carry me around like a baby. It's okay.
Sam, Sarah actually is about a mile away from Gunny's. About a mile or two away.
Really?
She lives in Waxhaw. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So going back to the statement I was trying to say is that when you guys were all running as a team, you could tell that one of these things is not like the other. Because of the way that you run, even though you're going through, like the rest of us were all like, do. You're more like gliding. That's what I was trying to say. You
Like
glide through.
Antelope. Majestic.
Thank you.
Majestic.
Probably the first time that's ever been said about me, but thank you.
Well, comparatively speaking to everybody else, when they're running out the gear, I like sort of like the person that the one video I showed where I shot that girl to hell. I knew that was a woman that I was shooting. They go, "How do you know it was a girl?" I was like, "I know." The way she moved, the way she stood, I could tell you. If not, hey, we're all about that rainbow flag too. But, anyways, going back to it all, it pretty much women are no different than men in airsoft. We have men Instagram models. We have men going out there to just take pictures of them looking all tactical and badass. We have men out there that stand in front of a window and get shot to hell, and they start yelling because they're right in a line of fire and getting mad.
I'm just saying, Airsoft Alphonse. He's got some good legs. Have you ever seen his legs?
Yeah, because he runs around.
Just saying. That man's got some legs.
He does. They're like tree trunks.
He's one of the hottest Airsoft Instagram models I've ever seen.
Well, that's whole like conversation just makes me think of like the first time that we really met at the VFA thing. It's like I was in the window. You kept shooting me. I was wrong. Like at the time, I did not know that. But like I was new to the game. I was a woman, and yet you could have like, I don't know, let me have it, but you didn't. But that's just because it's you. Anybody else, it probably would have been different.
Yeah, I could have, but I didn't know it was you. I honestly, until you started screaming, I was like, oh, I thought because it was just it's just one of those things. It's like I didn't have any sympathy that Ashley was in my line of fire. I was still shooting her. It's she didn't move. I wasn't aiming
Tiny
for her.
window.
I still shot the guy.
He did.
It just took 8 shots for me to get it through the window right. There was
7 of them hit me.
It was like 4, 5. But what it comes down to it is like we're all players. We're all there to have a good time. So to wrap it all back up and bring it all back in, just because it's a woman playing airsoft, treat with the same respect that you have for any one of the guys. Sometimes the women run circles around you, except for Ashley.
Except for me.
But even still, there's places for people like you the way that you play, Ashley, because you're not an exception. I mean, there's plenty of guys that have the same sort of look. There's guys that are scared shitless to go anywhere near grenades, and they were at Mayhem Mill 2 or Firestorm 2. It was funny as shit. He goes, "I ain't going over there. Why not?" Boom! They're throwing grenades. I'm going outside. Have at it, bud. I don't know what
Yeah,
to tell you.
you can't.
Those
There's
grenades are
not.
no joke, though.
There's not a way to say that women are different in men than in airsoft because first of all, to go back to your male dominated, if it's 90% men, even if it's 80% men, that means for every woman there's for every one woman what's that? There's eight more men, nine more men, whatever. That percentage right there is going to tell you that there's going to be men that behave the exact same way or worse if you're working on stereotypes. I know, like I said that hey, the lady in the belly shirt. I'm not going out wearing a belly shirt. Not even if I had the belly to show it. I wouldn't. I'm not trying to show that much more, especially that little fat area right there. I don't want to get shot in that. I
Ow.
really don't want to get shot there. So
Look,
no, I'm not wearing that.
I wear a padded shirt and I get shot there and it fucking
Yeah,
hurts.
right.
Right?
It hurts a lot. That's why I was like to get before that one video I was showing of me spamming the trigger. I got shot. If I got shot 4 times, one was right in the no zone, but I got shot in the belly. Freaking hurts.
I mean, hey, that one spot is saved for the people that really don't want to call their hits. You piss
Yeah.
me off enough, you're gonna have a bad day. I will make you call it by shooting you there.
Well, it's funny when I run the shotgun because of how you have to operate the shotgun and how front heavy it is. You're only getting 2 shots. You're either getting headshots or you're getting dick shots. Why?
Yep.
Because you're either going like this or like this, and then you're shooting it. So you're either up or down.
Yep.
So
And
whenever
it's-
somebody sees me running a shotgun in MA, they run away. They're like, and Juan borrowed my shotgun because Papa's doing the Joker build on his gun, and he hasn't gotten his gun back. And I totally forgot to bring the ARP9 with me. He goes, "What do you got?" I was like, "You want to use the shotgun?" He goes, "Yes, please." So people that see me before, so when I bring out the shotguns, they're like, "Well, guys, nah, bro, no, I ain't." And I'm like, "I'm not running the shotgun." He is. He goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ." So I think with that being said, that that's sin. Apostas Jones is sin. I'm like the Oprah of nutshots. Sarah comes rolling in. I'm too pretty to be shot. She
I am
hates
definitely not.
getting shot.
Well, I
Sarah,
mean, it hurts, but I mean, have you? I mean,
I love
have
it.
you really been shot until you have a unicorn horn? Come on now.
no, that's why I wear goggles. I wear a helmet and I wear a face mask.
Eh, It depends on where I'm at. Usually, I don't wear a helmet or hat or anything like that.
What
don't
was
wanna-
what was the last time we saw each other?
That was Colony Wars.
Okay, the one before that then.
That's the
That was
VFA
VFA.
Charity Game 3.
No.
Mhm.
Was it?
Yeah. Mhm.
No, didn't you go to the it was also in Indiana.
The one before the 3 times I think we hung out was the
It
first
was
VFA
a Cobra game.
VFA
Conflicts.
I wasn't at Conflicts.
Nope.
You weren't?
No, we have
Oh.
tickets. Papa and I have tickets for Conflicts.
Oh,
now,
that's
but-
why I thought it. But I went to Conflicts this year, and I thought it was funny though because I got free Botox that day.
Yep.
I'll be kicked in a horse before I get shot.
You might be playing the wrong game,
Yeah.
Sarah. I'm just saying, you might be playing the wrong game.
Can you imagine like racing mind horses
So-
and Airsoft? Ooh, that'd be fun.
So I want. So Wolfman said he asked about.
Yeah, let me pull up. I'll pull it up
Yeah.
because I want to go through and do that.
Now I
because-
knew. I'll preface this. I knew there was a woman. The previous field, the field that I used to run, the previous owners that ran the field, his wife at the time, she was shaped a particular way, and she had a hard time finding a vest or any kind of JPC or anything that would cover her because there was more side exposure than what she would like.
I love how you're
Um,
dodging that bullet.
You like that, huh?
And
Hey,
you're gonna
you
say-
told me to behave and
to
to
say
watch what I
Joker's
said.
body style.
My God, no. No. No, what you have down here, it was lifted up. No.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
She can crush melons like the Melon Woman on America's Got Talent. Well, bam.
Sure, that's fine. But yeah, she had a ton of side boob, right? And she had so she had a hard time finding something that was comfortable enough for her to wear. And that was one of the things that actually kept her from playing. I mean, she also spent a lot of money on them, so she didn't want them to get damaged. Not her vest, her boots. No, I'm being honest.
No,
That's what she actually said. She has actually said that. And she couldn't find something that would fit and was comfortable enough, so she wouldn't play, because that's what bothered her. Do you guys find, because of certain body contouring issues with finding gear that fits right?
Yeah.
Not so much. I'm tall and stick like a stick. So
I'm sorry. When Greg
vests or
saying that,
anything good.
Ethan,
Wait.
as soon as he said, "I don't want her to damage them," the only thing I can think in my head is it gets shot and.
Starts leaking out.
Deflation. Sorry. So going back to the question, are you guys having a hard time finding gear that fits for women that actually the chest rigs especially? I guess bigger bosoms would definitely be a problem. How can you tell she's a woman because her chest plate's out to here?
Yeah, I don't have the problem, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately.
All right. So, with that being said, we've fulfilled our contractual obligation to talk about women in airsoft and why it's not a big deal, guys. Just have fun playing, treat them like any other player out there.
We've talked about using it to our advantage. You remember that? Just gotta like unzip my little thing, like, because my vest zips. It's like that's how you can just distract them. You just kind of like zip it down a little bit and be like, "Sup, boys?
Hey!"
Yeah, I've had
Just
like
pull it out and.
on my field, like with some of the guys, if they know that I'm out there and I'm playing on the field, I've had one guy come up. Oh, I knew you were out here. I didn't want to shoot you. I'm like, okay, your game on you.
Thanks for the chivalry.
Right? I really appreciate it. But it's airsoft. Go for it. Shoot me. I'm not going to complain, even if you get me in the head. I don't care.
It's funny because like so many people say, "Oh, this kid out here." Now, it's like children and women. It doesn't matter to me. I'll treat everybody equally. But they're like this one little kid. This kid was a savage. He had been 8 or 9 years old, and everybody saw him because he's such a little kid. They're like, "Oh, he's that's cute." He'll run around, do whatever. And I'm like, I ain't gonna give him the leeway. They're like, "You're gonna shoot him?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'll shoot him." What they didn't know is that this little kid's been playing for like 2 years. He's like 8 or 9 years old. He's small. Kid goes hauling ass. It's like I shot him every opportunity I did, but the other people are like, "Oh, I just won't shoot the kid." Next thing you know, he comes savaging around a corner. Suck it! And they're like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Nah, I'll treat anybody different." I mean, nah, I won't. If he's not calling us hits, I'm not going to put 15 into him, because he's a kid. But men and women, it doesn't matter. Everybody's to me, everybody's equal on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
End of story.
I've taken it easy on children because there was this one time I was playing and there was this kid. I don't know how old he was. He was pretty young. Well, they have rules, so I don't know how old he was, but he had all of his I think it was his older cousin's gear, like his army stuff that was like all rolled up, nothing fit him, and he was running around playing, but he was carrying his gun just like this. Just running around with it, and I was like, I can't shoot him.
I would say, yeah, there's definitely an exception. I think it depends on the venue. If you're at a Milsim, especially like a national Milsim, a major Milsim event, then you showed up, you paid all that money to be there. You absolutely worth every one of my BBs. If it's at if I got new kids that are 11 years old playing at my field, it's a different story. You're gonna be aware of them. Now you're still going to shoot them, but you're not going to light them up like these points actually matter. So it's a different. They came out there to learn the game. They didn't fly 1,000 miles to play in a 2-day event. Big difference. So you do treat them a little bit differently for sure.
Pop, I only have one thing to say. The first birthday game you had me at the field with the house in the center.
Uh huh. Was that? Were you there? Was that the 15-year-old?
Mhm.
So look, that doesn't happen every because I've had 11-year-olds have no problem for our birthday games. If you agree to it, basically it's a gauntlet style game
Oh no,
where
not the gauntlet. I'm not talking about the gauntlet. I'm
no
just
no
talking
no no
about
it's
okay.
defending the two-story.
Yeah.
You have you get to choose if it's your birthday. You get to choose any weapon on the field as long as everybody's willing to put theirs in, which everybody is. Any weapon on the field, including the minigun, the microgun, and you can choose one other person to be with you. So it's the two of you versus everybody else, and you have to defend the two-story. And you have unlimited lives, and the attackers only get one life. Now, this sounds great to people when they get ready to start doing it until they realize, oh my God, they have unlimited lives, means they keep getting shot. Uh, I've had 11 and 12 and 13-year-olds, no problem. Unfortunately, this 15-year-old, I don't think he's. I don't think he's had a lot of experience with pain or just overwhelmment in general. Um, he ultimately ended up doing what I actually say in my safety brief to make sure that you don't do. He just ended up turning around, ducking down, putting his hands over his head, and started to cry. So we had to stop the game. So yeah, sometimes it happens.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh,
After Op 31, remember you brought me, Tinker, and a few others to be the Op 4 for that birthday game. That's at the field just after
uh-huh.
Op 31, the one
Oh,
that had the building inside.
uh-huh.
So,
Oh yeah, and I told you, yeah, okay,
we're there to enhance gameplay.
yeah. Enhance gameplay, not destroy the children.
We're
Enhance
literally
the
sitting in a chair
gameplay.
doing this, like
That's
leaning back in
My
chairs.
favorite game.
And
We play it at
we're
home all the time. Destroy all the children.
all right. So, because there's a lot of messages I probably missed. I probably missed a lot of messages, but you wanted to go back and talk about this from call sign Wolfman. Has there ever been a point in time of playing airsoft you ever cheated, but through time?
Fuck.
I think the dog does it on purpose now. And if not, I'm going to give it treats too. Because I love that. That is fantastic.
You done really well.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Ever put okay. At any point in time when you're playing airsoft, you've ever cheated, but over through time, learned from your mistakes and improved on it.
Yes.
I'll
say
yes.
I'll start. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say so for me, I know it happened. This is how I know what to say in the safety brief and what to teach people is because especially when you first start off, sometimes you get hit and you don't think anybody saw it. Or you're not sure where it came from. Those kind of hits. Those kind of hits are the ones that when you first start playing are the ones you're like, nope, gonna keep going, or maybe not walking all the way back to spawn. I know I've done that before because I got shot so many times I get tired of walking back to spawn. I definitely know that that's happened. 8 years of playing, it definitely happened early on, and then you learn. And Joker has said this before too. We've talked about it. What do you not just for yourself, but it does make it more fun. The better you get, the more you take the hit, the more you don't cheat, because it absolutely makes it more challenging, and it improves the gameplay overall. So if it's 10 on 10 or 20 on 20 or 30 on 30 or whatever that number is, and you get rushed and 5 or 10 of you get taken out, that's a challenge. That's awesome. You have to come back in. You got to try to reinsert yourself, go through all that. That's great. If you're cheating, then all you guys are just doing is just throwing a bunch of BBs at each other. That's not fun. So yeah, no, that's my story. I'm sorry.
Uh, um. So one of the biggest things that I used to do all the time that I had to get out of the habit of, especially because again, it's bad habits learned at Miami Airsoft, is talking while dead. And when I don't mean like, oh my God, great shot, hit, and all that stuff, and you're just having conversation with a bunch of dead guys, and just you're just conversating because you're dead and waiting to bleed out or waiting to be medicked or whatever. I'm talking full on. Hey, he's over there. And it's one of the biggest things that it's one of those things of how do you get around? To try to get yourself to stop doing it, because once it's there, and periodically it still happens. You get sometimes you get to the point where it's like you're heated or angry at a cheater, and then you're like so mad and you just got sprayed. It's like it actually happened when I was walking back to spawn yesterday. I'm walking back to spawn with both hands up in the air like this, and I accidentally forgot my battle belt yesterday. So I had really only my padded shirt as back protection, and I got full on sprayed. I turned back, saw where you're at. I was like, shoot the fucker. He's right there. Just like that. I was like, I'm like, it was like such an utterance that happens. A lot of times you have to catch yourself. Now, at the same time, I do correct people all the time on the field when they tell me, hey, he's right over there. I say, dead man don't talk.
Yep.
There's been times at MA where somebody said, oh, they're right over there. I then turn and go a different direction, because I don't want that pre-knowledge knowing where somebody's going to be at, because it's not fair to that player that I'm about to go devastate them. Or at least, and a lot of times I say I'm going to go do it. More than likely I will, because I know where they're at. Yeah. If you get a glove slap,
So yeah, real quick, just a sidebar to this one. So Wolfman, I think it was Wolfman who asked first, or no, Sin asked, do you guys have silent melee kills ruled? Yeah. So on my field, yes, there are melee kills are silent, and if you on my field, if you can get close enough to someone and you take your glove off and can slap them, that's called a glove kill. First time you do it, you get a patch. Second time you do it, you get a free game.
You get it.
We generally don't enforce it. We call it a bang bang. We don't generally enforce them. It's up to the player's discretion. So, I walk up on somebody and I tap them and try to do like a knife kill or bang bang on them. That person that I just tapped has the opportunity to either call it or turn around and completely destroy my day.
Night, CRISPR.
Night, CRISPR. You guys have a good night. Like, one of my most favorite motions of melee kills, since he's sitting inside a chat right now, and I feel it is an absolute baller need to share this.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Oh wait, let me just get right to the good part.
One's up.
I thought this was a clip. I didn't realize.
Yeah, on my field, bang rule and melee are two different things. I think on same field they're similar, but on our field it's two different things.
So this is at Bad Blood 2 for those of you that don't know. The guy in tan right in front of me. And here's the thing. You're actually going to see that dead man don't talk. So part of the thing about the cheating, it's like the biggest thing that players could ever come with. That's Rooster. He just got melee killed. By the way, female Airsofter right there.
You guys are going to walk off and I was going to take your CO out.
Bye. You're dead.
That was good. No,
I know what you mean.
Thank you for not
No.
saying anything.
I'm dead. Just go up and get him.
Which one? The one with the blue green beret?
Guy.
So that's a case of that was like the inside the moment you forget that he's dead. He shouldn't talk. I know who my target was.
Wow. Really? Don't even do it again. Really?
Did I just shoot you right there? You walked right there. I got pretty sure I got you in the leg. Her.
But wait, there's more.
I swear. I swear. I'm not gonna, because I would have. Can I get your stamp, please? No problem. It's all good.
By the way, this is Virtue, guys. Or Sin.
That was
right there.
My face.
I cannot believe that shit just happened.
Tell by this particular comment.
So, we did miss
Seriously, why
something.
is
We
it
were
all
talking
sweaty?
about.
It's in my pocket. Thank you.
We were talking about kits and things like that. And Wolfman did ask what do you guys run as far as guns go, primary sidearms, things like that.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna get into the ladies' loadouts in a second here because that's the question he had. And if you heard Sin in the background, he finally said, "Finally." I love sharing that every once in a while when Sin's on the when Sin's sitting or watching on the channel because that was like some epic level of sneakery. And I just walked right up and sat down on the wall. It's their fault they didn't check to see if I was alive or dead. I had no dead rag out, didn't have my hand up, didn't have my gun up. I just simply walked over, sat down. So melee kills are nice. All right, so let's get into some of the fun stuff that Wolfman wants to know. So who wants to go first? Ashley or Sam, what is your loadout?
Go ahead, Ashley.
Oh, wait, I have her muted. Sorry. Look, the kid was there playing a video. My bad. My apologies.
Loadout? I have no clue. I don't know. Your thing.
What gun do you use?
His.
That was the
No, that's right. Yeah.
Oh shit! That was the
G&G, right? Was that the G&G?
No, I think you won the one that one of my first airsoft guns, right? Is that the one I raffled off? Yeah, that was the classic Army Nemesis, which is the equivalent to I believe the G&G ARP 5.56. So that has a D-hop barrel in it. You hop up.
Everything.
She typically runs a plate carrier. Depending, she has a couple of different colored gear too.
I just have tan stuff.
I thought she had black at the last game. Colony Wars. No?
Well, that's because we weren't supposed to wear camo and stuff. We were the purple whatever.
Okay.
So I was wearing normal people clothes.
So she typically runs that, and you don't carry a sidearm either. I don't believe, right? You don't carry a pistol.
I do. I was using the Glock, but I think Brett took that one back.
When are we getting you all your own stuff? That's the question.
I get my stuff, and Brett takes it.
God, Joker, pay attention. Sort of like how you paid attention when I walked right up there and I shot you a bunch of like stabbed you and all that shit. Yeah, let's not go there, okay, buddy?
Ouch. I felt the burn on that one all the way from here.
Well, Sin is actually the CEO of the cartel side for the Operation Big House. So I swear to God, if I was a down pilot, I get to go up and kill Sin, and I get to stab him. That's going to be balls on great if I could do it again. In fact, anybody that can go up and melee kill Sin this game at Operation Big House gets a patch for me, gets a Hood Rat shit patch.
Nice.
So it has to make you look good. Bitch, you didn't even see me coming.
I will be right back. Hold on.
So hers was a classic Army Nemesis 5.56 with a D-hop barrel inside of it, best damn patch barrel on the market. I believe it was a Pro-Win hop-up unit. The barrel was extended a little bit, so that way you'd get a little bit more range out of it. So
it had a barrel extender, had a flat mock suppressor. Mock suppressor.
Yeah, and that barrel went all the way to the end of the mock suppressor. Sam, what is your loadout?
I usually just run a tan condor vest. Sometimes if I'm just out there working and I have an hour that I can go out there and play, sometimes I'll go out in normal people clothes, jeans and cowboy boots, with a tank top. Who cares? I'm gonna get hit anyway. Whatever. As far as gun goes, I usually run with my H&K M27. I couldn't tell you what's in it. I bought it off of a friend of mine at the field. But let me tell you, that thing is pretty mean and it draws blood without intending to sometimes. But I mean, it'll shoot most of the way across the field.
I mean, hi, Brett.
Brett sat down like, I'm done killing for the night. All the bodies have been buried.
Have they been buried?
No.
No.
There's still 3 in the trunk and 2 in the basement. I'll get to
If
them
you
in the
guys are
morning.
talking about loadouts, he helps me with all my gear because I'm not smart.
All right, before we go to that,
Still waiting to make them guns for you guys.
Hey, I'm not putting out hits. I'm just rewarding people for doing awesome stuff. How does that sound? That sounds much better than putting out hits. All right, so what is Darth Ashley's loadout there, Brett?
Well, she's either running that gun she won from you guys when you did that raffle at whatever,
Yep, the Nemesis,
or
yeah.
she bought an Avalon. You didn't get to see.
Oh, you got that one from Fatco, right?
No, I have the Fatco rifle. She bought an Avalon just off the shelf at Black Ops.
Oh, okay.
Because she wanted her own thing and she didn't have one. She's tired of borrowing shit from Josh.
I got 2 blank spots on the wall waiting for you guys for me to build your guns.
Yeah, I need to keep working before I can do that. But then she runs either, what is it, a 1911 that I got with a starter kit, or the Elite Force Glock for her sidearm.
Okay, awesome. Is that the Players Wanted Cup? Yes, it is. All right. Do you also, Sam? Do you run a sidearm at all? A secondary?
Not usually, no. I've got a couple of them, but I can honestly say they've probably seen one game.
A woman after my own heart.
Yep.
Papa, what is it that you typically run?
Oh God.
What's your main loadout?
Yeah. Lately, over the past 8 months, 6-8 months.
Bye, Brett.
Bye, Brett. It's been a Spectre, which is one of our custom gun lines. It's a lineless HPA, obviously with a D-hop barrel in it. Either that or a Vini, another one for gun. I only run any of our custom guns. And then pistol wise, I mean, I carry one. I ran, so when actually, for example, I carry it only when I use like DMR. I got a
Do you want to come back?
16 G&G TR16, and I carry it just for that because otherwise I never ever pull a sidearm. I have no need to. All my guns shoot well, and I mean, I think the hottest any of my M4 platforms shoot is 151, if not 148. I think is what they're usually somewhere in that area. Not right on the edge. There's no need for it.
So typically what I run depends on what I'm going to be.
Oh, and I run a Garanimals JPC, so it's okay.
So I guess I'm the only one here that runs a full helmet. So I run a helmet, goggles, mask. Well, you run a mask also right around your ears.
Yeah, I make sure I wear my Oakleys, lower face protection, mesh mask, soft side, and ear cups. One of these these are the Condors, and I wear the bump cap insert.
Which is also awesome if you're running baseball caps and have that, because it's a plastic insert that goes all the way around to protect your head a little bit from BB strikes.
If you need any, go to deadandoutfitters.net. We got them there.
You got them. So me, I run the helmet, I run goggles, I run a face mask that goes all the way around the ear. Ashley, I forgot what type of mask do you wear? Is it a dye mask or do you wear goggles and a mesh mask?
I don't usually wear a mask.
Oh, so you just wear regular eye pro?
Sometimes I put on the mesh mask if I've gotten shot in the face too many times and I'm just sick of it, so I'll throw it on. But I have Oakley's, the M frame 2.0s that have the gasket seal.
Yep.
That's what I wear. And a baseball cap.
Oh man. There's jokes already going through my head about taking shots to the face.
Stop it.
Sam, what do you typically
If
run
I didn't
for,
say it,
like-
you can't say it.
Usually, most of the time, it's just a pair of Oakleys with the gasket in there. The only time I wear a mesh mask for my lower face is if I'm going to, let's say, Firestorm or even Mayhem Mill, where it's big building and close quarters, and yeah, I'm not losing teeth over that. My regular field gunnies, no, I'm not usually worried about it.
Yeah, I always wear I always wear the mesh. It's like so much so that I've forgotten my mesh mask at home, gone to Miami Airsoft and said, "Fuck, I'm buying another mask today." Especially there. I typically run a battle belt with an H harness, or it's a Condor H harness with a battle belt. I usually have several mag pouches on each side, so I could run upwards, I think, of 10 mags on me at one time. Unless I'm running the if I'm running the 9mm guns, which the primary guns I have are right now is the Umbrella Armory Okaw and the Joker gun, which is built by Dead End Outfitters. It's right there. The Joker gun is a G&G PCC 9 that's been heavily modified, so upgraded longer rail on it, so it gets actually more range. D-hop barrel, of course, with a Pro Win hop up unit for that one. The Joker gun is what I use for long range. It's really funny because it's a 9mm magazine that outdistance sometimes some snipers. So I also have an Indestructible that's still sitting at the shop because what happens when you're a sponsored player is like, thank you for fixing my gun. It just goes up on the wall. So each time somebody comes in to give him money, it just stays in its at the position at the bottom.
Every time I grab it to take it down, you call with some kind of comment or something like that, and I go right back to the end of the line. That's right.
Damn it. So I typically, if I'm allowed to, I'll run the Hawaiian shirt. So if it's not at a Milsim game, you'll see me running around with a Hawaiian shirt. I usually have a padded undershirt. I would bring that out, but that thing has not been washed yet. And no, it's ammonia right now.
Ew.
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, God, man, really?
The level of the level of sweating I was doing yesterday. Oh shit! Cinda sent me a message. Best loadout in Airsoft. Yeah, that's getting shared.
Please don't be the evic full with the toilet paper and everything. Don't be that. Don't be that. Okay. Oh. I like the guy second from the right. I gotta be honest. He's kind of my favorite.
That right there?
Right there. Yep.
That's Sin. That's Virtue.
Oh, is it? It didn't even.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Let me zoom in.
Look, there's the Mohawk right there.
He's now even more my favorite. I feel like I should be his backpack in that picture. I really feel like.
Oh my gosh, we could put you in one of those baby carriers.
Oh, absolutely, I would do it. As long as I get to wear a onesie, I'm in.
We had a guy wearing a polar bear onesie out at Gunny's one year.
Nick's the one on the left. Are you talking about this one right here, the one in white, Nick? All right. Let's see here. Tactical Unicorn. Now, I will say, when we were up at Bad Blood, Cindy Mays, she's another person I tried to reach to get her onto the stream tonight. She rocks almost like another Unicorn Leia look, and she runs. She's another badass in Airsoft. That girl runs shorts, runs full on, no fucks given. Hey, look, 2 hours and 30 minutes is the first F-bomb I dropped, sir.
No, it's not. No, you dropped one like 2.5 hours ago.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, you did. Trust me.
Shut up, Sam. And we'll be saying goodnight to Sam. Yeah, she was just like another badass running around with just shorts on and everything else. So she has a full on helmet that's a unicorn and everything else. Nice new target. So for my loadouts, if not, I have a full green loadout. I always have 2 uniforms, so make sure that when I go to a Milsim events and all that, my shit's not smelly. So I usually have short sleeve combat shirts, long sleeve combat shirts, the whole 9 yards. I also have plate carriers too, but I haven't worn a plate carrier in probably about a year now. I like being fast, and anytime you add weight, it's a matter of time before you start to get dragged down with that weight. So, does that answer your questions about the loadouts there, Wolfman? All right.
And
I don't know.
Garcia,
Maybe this one.
Garcia asked a question. Up for it. So if that's a question, we'll know more. We'll know more tomorrow. Delivery's in by 7 p.m. tomorrow.
I didn't know if you want to address that or not.
Yeah, no. I thought that. Yeah, we got the deliveries coming in. Oh my God, these shipping is back like it was back to how things were like 8 months ago. It's ridiculous.
Who
oh my God, that's
who is that? Couldn't help resist using the puns. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and segue. We now, guys, we did totally miss intermission today, and I am sorry. So no intermission this time around. The conversations have kept going. I meant to do it, totally forgot. So we'll bring that back for next time. All right. So going on to our final topic, which is Pew Pew at Sea, which is the cruise for airsofters. So I know Ashley, you're interested in going on it. No?
Oh, we were, because like I said, we were trying to figure out something to do for a late honeymoon. But I think we may have chosen something different.
Dead to me. Dead.
We're going to Florida.
Well, that's fine and dandy that you're coming down to Florida. When are you coming down to Florida?
I think it's right after Christmas. Is what we're trying to do.
Are you coming to South Florida? Or are you going to, like, say, the theme parks?
Yeah, we're trying to go to Universal.
Okay.
If you guys come, I don't know,
2 months later.
Wait till February, maybe the end of February, maybe around February 26th. There might be a game here for you.
I found the guy. Mommy, I found the guy.
Just saying.
That'd be fun.
About 3 weeks, roughly about 3 weeks.
All right.
My parents go down there for the winter. They're at, what is it, Lake Placid?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Central Florida.
Maybe I'll go visit my parents while they're down there.
The funny thing was when Lake Placid first came out, I didn't realize they were talking about Lake Placid up north. So when there was like an alligator thing at Lake Placid, it's like, yeah.
That's what you remember about an alligator.
What?
Lake Placid was where they had like the '84 Olympics.
I'm thinking the movie where the giant alligator eats people.
Yeah.
Shame on you people.
What are you talking about? It's a Betty White movie. Hell yeah, I'm going to watch that shit. I'm going to watch the hell out of that shit. Betty White has a 80-foot long pet alligator that eats cows. Hell yeah, I'm going to watch that shit.
She feeds them cows.
It's a pet alligator. She could call it. It comes. She feeds it. It's a pet. Sorry. Not sorry. Anyways, going back to Pew Pew at Sea, you guys probably haven't heard us talk too much about it. We have a lot of shit going on, but it's getting close to the time there. So, Sam, if you haven't heard about this, we actually set up a cruise April 8th to the 11th going out of Miami. It's an all-inclusive cruise, so that includes all the booze you can drink. And it's
somebody that doesn't drink is quite a lot.
yeah, it's, you know what, it's like when people hear the price, they go, oh, okay, you know, it's a cruise, that's you know, whatever. It's like, look, I can myself personally, I can go through you know, $700 worth of booze very easily. So all in with your interior cabin, you're looking at $674.18. That includes all taxes, port fees, and everything else. So you don't have to pay anything else. $50 deposit down before you can lock it in. November 4th is when the last date is.
Okay.
So it's actually
the all drink package does actually include when for excursion as well. So if you get off the ship and you go on the excursion, it actually is included there as well.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's a Norwegian, so it's a casual cruising. We also get a conference room, so we're actually going to have some giveaways on the boat. So there's going to be I know Dead End Outfitters is giving something away. Atlas Airsoft.
I mean, yeah. What? I'm just saying.
What? Are you gonna try stealing the idea again?
Stealing it? I mean, steal it back?
Yeah. Nice try, dickhead. Anyways,
I remember last time. I remember when I first came up with the idea. We should do a cruise, and all of a sudden, Mark's calling it Pew Pew. See, I don't know what's happening.
Yep, you're full of crap. So full
the
of shit
Hawaiian shirt makes me think it was his idea.
See?
That's what makes you think it was his idea?
Ashley's on my side. We honestly looked at this as I've been looking at this to do it for the team, and from the team it expanded to other people. From the other people, it expanded to like, hey, let's put on an event. So HPA is going to be
April 4th through the 6th.
No, April 8th through the 11th. April 7th, though, which is the Thursday before, we're taking over Miami Airsoft. We are still doing. Steve Tom. Yeah, buddy.
Hey,
you're going to get on here.
Holy crap. Yeah, everything else stops right now. Hang on.
Hey, Steve, you missed it. I had steak in your honor today, bud. Glad you're home. Glad you're doing better. Hopefully, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, you're feeling strong enough to at least, if anything, sit at camp. If not, ride around on a technical.
Yeah.
So glad you're back home, bud. Glad you're feeling better.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely come on out. We'd love to see you.
I know your son wants to go ride around. Yes.
I've got an extra oxygen tank. I'll hold on to it.
So everything stops when we talk about that. So we're taking over Miami Airsoft on the Wednesday beforehand, or the Thursday before the event. Thursday night there'll be a dinner. There may or may not be brisket. I'll decide if I'm going to smoke one or not. And then of course Friday's a cruise. Saturday we're at sea for 3 nights. So we come back in the middle of the night on Monday morning. So 7 a.m. Monday morning we disembark. We are trying to find a way to get airsoft guns over to Bahamas so we could play at Bahamas paintball. So we could actually say we're international airsofters. And this will be a yearly thing. We're trying to plan this to be sort of like a season opener. It gets all these people together, like fields, companies, influencers, players, businesses, everything that's associated with it together. So then that way there's a free flow of ideas, networking, hanging out, having a good time, and understanding how. Now, some people might see us only from either the screen, like, oh, he might be a nice guy to hang out with. Papa really isn't. Don't worry about it. No. But for
in person,
he does. He gets so mad, and when he stops his feet, it's so cute.
Shut up.
But sometimes people only see us out on the field, and they might have negative opinions based off of what they experience out on the field. Is that motherfucker? The only thing he does is scroll around behind me and shoots me in the back 5 times. What a prick! This is a good way to meet up and see people without actually playing airsoft and just hanging out and having a good time, talking about some good stuff and all that. Yeah, Wolfman, we totally would love to do an airsoft at the sea, but I can only imagine the level of shit panning, people shitting their pants. What the fuck are they doing? Are you insane? What the?
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah, not gonna happen. As it stands right now, what we're planning for this is that I might actually have to go to the Bahamas the weekend before to drop off a crate full of airsoft guns, just so we can be able to play at Bahamas Airsoft. Chris, that's a dangerous comment, sir. He knows you.
He was asking about me sending him his invoice so he can pick up his gun this weekend. What gun was that? I'm not sure. I might have been misplaced.
Well, So Wolfman just sent him in a CQB room in the cruise. Now, there is one of those ships actually has a full-on laser tag room, which is probably the closest that we'll ever do to actually play anything combative on a thing. It's not this particular ship, which is the Norwegian Sky, but there's another one that's there. Rent the decommissioned oil rig. If this begins to grow every year, there's a very good high likelihood that we could actually have an actual trade show at sea. And then possibility of, going to a ship graveyard, like where they salvage the ships and actually playing on a ship like that. That's the ultimate 5-year goal of this.
I'm sorry, I don't want to point out a stereotype here, but we were having a conversation about women in airsoft and how they're no different, and Ashley's doing her nails. Just
know what
had
she's
to point
doing?
that out.
No, she's
Literally
sharpening.
just
Careful, she's gonna stab you through that computer screen.
No,
She's sharpening them to be like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stab me a motherfucker.
Hey, man, I'm just.
Hey, if you don't want your money, no skin off my bones.
Just wait, Papa. Next time I see you, I'm gonna put something on like a high shelf, and then watch you suffer.
The high shelf joke is so. There's so many people. So many. You got to come up. You're better than that. You're better than high shelf.
Ashley, the only thing you have to
No,
do is
no.
you just have to hold something above his head, stand on your tippy toes, and watch him jump for it.
I actually drilled a child in the chest this weekend because of that. And I don't mind saying it out loud. I really did. Kid coming out to the field, his first or second time out there. He got a little overly familiar with short jokes, things like that. You know how I am. They either have to be original or funny, and you kind of got to know me too. And by the end of the day, maybe not. And he came to say goodbye, and he goes, high five. He was like 15, 16 years old, right? He was a taller kid. He's high five, goodbye. So I went up like this, and as he looked up, I drilled him in his chest. He was wearing a plate carrier, so it was all right, but he didn't make the joke anymore. Yep.
Well, if you try to do that to me, you do not have consent. So
Now we know. Now I don't have the consent. It's been
And
said
that's how
publicly.
Papa gets me too.
Yeah.
You hit me in the chest, I'm gonna put it on the internet. Shit. Yeah, it's one of those things that a lot of times it's all about moderation, right? So the short jokes just can't be all stream long. You just have to sometimes come out with those little one-liners. And Ashley's actually failed us on the one-liners today.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't come out with one great one-liner yet that just is like, wow. So
Sorry. The gremlins are trying to take over, and I had to lock them out.
The what happened?
The gremlins are trying to take over, and I had to lock them out. And the gremlin was trying to get in the door.
I just let my gremlins run free.
I got smart, and it's either gremlins or monkeys, and monkeys are more dangerous, but gremlins bite. So
Yeah, but when the monkeys bite, they rip off faces.
that is true. I need to watch out.
Gremlins, just don't feed them after midnight, and you'll be okay.
There's that.
Mine complains, and mine gets worse if I don't feed them after midnight because then they're like all over the place. Nobody's talking about you. Go back to your room. So Pew Pew at Sea, if you guys are interested, it's in the links inside there. The group's Pew Pew at Sea. You can actually call Frank over at Norwegian. He'll get you all set up. You only have to put a $50 deposit, which is fully refundable. So if you decide that, hey, I think I'm going to go to this event, I want to try to make it, put your $50 deposit down, and then you can just from there you can make your monthly payments or whatever. And then if you decide that you can't go, just simply cancel like a week before the event, and you're good to go. The dog kept making her forget her lines.
Everybody's been picking on me.
Everybody's been. Oh my God! Is that why you don't come on the stream anymore?
Yeah.
Because people fight back.
No.
Let's see here. Does the cruise have high chairs? Wolfman, you better watch out, brother. You come down here. He has no issues with putting bounties out, and his bounties are mean.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, mean.
I got a store full of stuff to put up for reward too.
Exactly, man. Yeah, you'd be
You
like
gotta
that guy.
get good enough with the people that play at your field to where they just kind of don't even question it, and they don't need a reward. They just kind of do it just for the satisfaction of doing it.
Oh, I have silent followers. Oh, absolutely. There's guys like that. You'll never know it's done. Yep. And all I get, I mean, sometimes it's just as much as a D. Did you want a D-hop barrel? We can make that happen.
There you go. Yeah.
He wants a bounty on him.
He wants one. No, you don't.
Not his bounties.
Not fast enough. I promise.
Like Sarah giving my own teammates missions to shoot me, mostly in the ass. I finally had to yell at her the other day and say, "Stop giving them fucking missions. They're confused. They're scared of mommy and daddy." Because I don't think either one of you met Sarah yet. She is 6 foot tall. She's the Amazon. I'll take him out for a D-hop. See, there you go. Remember,
that's all it took. That quick. I didn't even have to put the bounty out. It got requested.
Can I get some revenge? I need some free stuff.
Hey, y'all get him up here and I'll take him out.
Eventually, we got to do another trifecta run, Papa.
Yeah, you'll need to come on back up.
Different trifecta.
We have Operation Overlord going on in November 20th. That'd be a perfect time to do it.
That would be a perfect time if it wasn't the same weekend as Wasteland.
That's right.
I know it sucks. Like the Operation Big House game is the same weekend as Iron Dagger.
Yeah.
Which it really sucks because it's like it's like Jesus Christ. Why do we have an event at the same time TCAs have an event? The reason why ticket sales have been slow and sluggish is because of it. But has anybody else bought tickets since then? Oh yeah, we got 2 more tickets sold. That's awesome. That's always a great thing to see that stuff's going through. I'll bodyguard you for a free D-hop. He doesn't need bodyguards.
No,
he doesn't.
No.
Look, not to make fun of his stature or anything else like that. That dude disappears. I'm walking behind filming on a Sunday, like, this is pretty great. Papa's right in front of me. Where the hell Papa go? Like, literally, he's right in front of me. What he did was he took off like a little fucking ninja, ran across the thing, and then he got behind inside of a position. Now, he was hunched down, but still, he like just blended. I was like, where is he? And then I was like, it wasn't until people started calling hit from the other direction where I see the shots were coming from. I was like, oh, there's Papa. Oh God, yes.
Actually, Sam, start pushing it around if you want. Up by you. So you guys haven't been down for either one of the North versus South. So we had North versus South 1, which was more localized. And we had about 136 players at that one. It was about a year and a half, almost 2 years, about a year and a half ago. And then we did North versus South 2, which had 193 players. And that was on when we had Op 31. That was on 7.5 acres where that was played on. Yeah. Target-rich environment.
A small field for that many players.
Oh, yeah. Well, our average game was 85 players, about 85 players, what we used to average on a game day. And then we did not expect that many to show, and they did, and it was amazing. Absolutely. And people loved it because of the setup and, the idea of North Florida versus South Florida. But our reach at the time, especially, was really down to Miami and about up to Orlando. And that's really about as far as it was. So our Mason-Dixon line is Naples and Bonita Springs. We're hoping that we can actually extend that reach out even more now because of where the venue is. We're actually doing we're actually.
Wait, aren't you having me as a general for North anyway?
So that's the idea. As long as Laz agrees to be South, yep. We are so the game now is being we're playing at Force Center.
Call dibs on green.
So we got the 47 acres, the entire city at Force Center in Immokalee. And the way the game is now being designed, this is the part of the teaser. Each side, North and South, both get their own Capitol buildings. You get armories, which are your spawns. The Capitol buildings are not the spawn. It's a defensible, attackable, obtainable position. The spawns are the armories, which can be bombed. So you can go 15 minutes without being able to respawn. So if you get shot twice and medic twice, third time, if your armory is down, you're out till it's recovered. And there's POW buildings, so there's actual POW holding. So
Really?
that's all stuff that we didn't have before. So now, with us having this venue, being able to do it where we're doing it and putting it on the way we are, we're hoping to push those boundaries out some more. If we have to, and it may not happen this time, Joker will actually be able to be allowed to be on the southern team. But as it stands right now, he's about 3.5 miles north. Is that what it was?
It's like
Literally,
it's less than
yep.
5 miles north.
And that's the rule of the game. When you go to sign up for your ticket, you actually have to put your we're having everybody put their area code in, or their zip code in, so that we know where you live and we know what team you go on. This is supposed to be a brother versus brother kind of thing. It doesn't matter if you all belong to team DEO or Players Wanted or whatever team you might be on. It's where you live, and that's where the cutoff is. So it adds a little bit more to the game. So we're trying to get more and more people from pushing up further north. We've got the South covered all the way down through Miami. They all come up, but we want to try to push a little further north and get everybody out to have some fun. We're hoping our goal for this one, really our goal is to try to do close to double in size. We want to do between 3 to 350. I don't foresee 400, but I want to try to do at least 300 players this time.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And we've got. I mean, we have multiple sponsors already. Players Wanted obviously is a sponsor. We've got ATE who's sponsoring as well. We now have RC Customs. We are now getting our national sponsors. We've got Elite Force just agreed to be a sponsor. We've got to talk to some of the other ones. We've got to talk to G&G. We got to talk to HPA. But we're trying to get as much sponsorship as we possibly can. So we're gonna make this thing as big as possible. And really, I think if we can make this a recurring event, it's a North Florida versus South Florida. And if you go to the page, you'll see the write up on it and everything. It's actually a lot of fun. The idea that the federal government has closed Florida off because we can't agree on things, and we're not going to let it. They're not going to let it bleed out.
No.
So
let's be honest. It's because the rest of the world is scared of being, or the rest of the states are being scared of affected by Florida man. So rightfully, they're blowing a trench across the line to separate Florida from the rest of the U.S. to save at least some of it.
Dark Horse 6 is sponsoring too. Okay.
All right. So there's a little funny story that goes with what Steve said, because Steve was there for this. It was a really funny thing. His son Jason Tom. What happens is every time they go at the end of an event, they go out to eat, and then they always sing Jason happy birthday, right? So we're all there. Sarah's there. She comes up and meets us up this was at the end of Firestorm 1. We're in Elkin. We're all at the Angry Troll reading. Sarah's there and all that. All of a sudden, here comes happy birthday to you. At the end of all that, Jason gets up. He goes, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, going around. And he points to Sarah and goes, fuck you. She goes, she slams her hands on the table. She goes, no, who the hell do you think you are? But as soon as she slams her hands on the table, she's sitting next to me. I bolt from the table. I hauled ass around the other side of the table like a bat out of hell. And then Jason's just sitting there like, what the fuck's going on? She goes, you will not say fuck you to me. You don't even he goes, like Steve Thompson, he goes, he like ran out of the place. I never seen somebody move so fast. And and it's like that's how Sarah got wrapped into the fold. And yeah, Jason, me and Sarah are pretty much best friends. Sarah calls me up the other day. She goes, oh, how is fuck you doing? I was like, who are you talking about? And then she goes, fuck you. And I was like, who what? And he goes, Sarah. I was like, oh, Sarah. Jason, I mean. She goes, Jason. I was like, oh, Jason. He's all right. Now, he got hit with COVID too a little bit. I was gone. I was gone. I was like, forget this. I know there's a whole lot of F-bombs in that last one. But hey, it's the end of the stream. We got 4 minutes left before technically it's time to end the stream. Sam, definitely, if you could get Gunny to come on down with the team and all that, I mean, it's only for you guys to drive down from there. It's probably about an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, give or take.
There is camping the night before, so there will be camping, free camping the night before.
Okay. I can definitely talk to them about it and see what they want to do.
Yeah.
If we don't get to it this year, maybe we might be able to get to it at least next year. I don't know. It just depends.
Sure. Yeah. Great. Would love to have it.
Because one of the have a good night, Nick.
Take care, Nick.
One of the things that we definitely have to do, Papa, though, is we got to do another trifecta run eventually.
All right.
Hit F13.
You're driving. I'm sleeping.
No. Yeah, that's right. Hey, I sold. Sold. We can go up to F13 for the day. That's a Friday because that has an indoor outdoor, so it's a hybrid field. Saturday we can go to Gunny's. Sunday we then go to Stag, which is you'll be sleeping on that trip, and then Sunday come home. So we have to meet Ashley, Sam. We'll have them in stitches too. The Dark Horse 6 guys. You want to talk about blatantly inappropriate? Oh yeah, it's so great.
I got a little bit of a taste of that at Firestorm and a little bit less of a taste at Mayhem.
Mayhem Mill too. Yeah, you weren't at the back campsite with us when Sarah showed up and she started drinking. We had our little shanty town set up, and I think it was Augie or Steve. One of them two decided that they were going to get Sarah riled up, and then of course, so she starts chasing me around with a chakaka, her flip flop. That's what I call it.
Yeah. Was that before or after we sent our probies over to go talk to you guys?
I don't know. It was such a.
Saturday night.
Yeah. So Saturday night. That's when all the crazy shit was going on. Yeah, everyone was running around. That drink was going on. Yes, sir.
I just realized something. We need Steve Tats needs to come to Pennsylvania.
Why?
We said the next time we're all together, we're doing we're setting up a cooking schedule. If you remember, we were all supposed to cook at different nights and days.
It works out really well.
I finally got my trailer. By the way, Steve, I went a little overboard.
You can say that.
7 by 16.
Yeah, it's that.
With a ramp, a door, and a concession window. So air conditioning and full lights and everything else under the sun. So I went a little overboard.
I think Ashley paused for a second. You're gonna make the man try to cook when he can barely move.
He doesn't have to move. He can sit there. He's fine. He can cook.
It hurts him to sit.
It'd be good for him to get up and get moving, though. See? Especially after COVID. Gotta get up. Sorry, dude. I know it hurts. Nope. Gotta move.
A little overboard, he says. Tell me the bunnies. Tell me the Buns bunny's still on there.
Actually, here it is. Oh yeah, no, it's not Buns. No. By the way, I have to say, now that Steve's here, I have to apologize, and I'll say this publicly. I made my defense mechanism in life is humor. Absolutely, and I'm not original in that by any means, but I do it as often as possible.
I know where this is going.
A couple weeks ago, right, or maybe longer than that.
It was like 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah. Joker and I are on our way up to Ocala, right? Isn't that where we're going?
Yes.
And we decide, let's call Steve to see how he's doing. So we do a Facebook call to him to check in on him, make sure. He answers, guy's in the hospital. He's in the hospital with COVID, so I don't even have to paint the picture. You can imagine the condition he's in. Unfortunately, it's sad. Hate it. Feeling uncomfortable myself. All I want is for him to be happy. He's a wonderful man. I want him to be able to smile and feel okay. So I make him laugh.
And he damn near kills him.
I make the man who's in the hospital for lung issues, for respiratory failure, laugh. So now he's coughing, dying. I thought I heard the flat line. I thought that I was like, oh shit.
No, he heard the pulse ox machine go off because it dropped because he's making him laugh and he's killing the man.
I
was like,
I had to move away from the phone because I have an issue. To make it better, I was gonna have to tell more jokes, and that's not gonna make it better. I had to move away, but I wanted him to be okay.
He laughed, and all of a sudden it's like, beep, beep, beep. Pulse ox is going down. I turned on. I was like, stop making him laugh, man. You're killing the dude. Yeah, see, oxygen dropped down to 86.
I didn't mean it, Oh God!
But we're glad you're home, brother. We're glad you're on the mend. Hopefully, we'll see you in a couple weeks at obviously make sure that you're also COVID negative when you come, because that's the last thing we need. But hope to see you out there for Operation Big House and all that. So right now we have actually went over time, so we're gonna go ahead and shut this one down. So we want to go ahead and thank Ashley and Sam for coming on tonight. I think it was a really good stream. We thank you, ladies, for coming on and giving some perspective and everything else. Ashley did disappoint us. She really did. No one-liners, no epic one-liners.
A few, just not epic.
Not like you used to. See, the expectations here, right? You were here today. You were here. Do better.
Just wait till the next time.
Thank you, Wolfman. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah, Papa for President 2024. Hell yeah.
I think it's because you actually asked me legitimate questions.
Yeah, we should have just let her sit until it was her time.
Yeah. I got distracted with actually answering what you wanted me to.
Night, Tats. Take care of yourself, brother.
Kind of.
Good night, Tats. Hopefully, like I said, we'll see you in a couple weeks. As always, at the end of the day, at the end of the streams, we like to thank all of our sponsors. Thank you, Dead End Outfitters, for all the support you give us, all the cool toys we get to use. The D-Hop barrel, the best damn barrel on the market. Check out deadendoutfitters.net. Big House Produce for the massive support they're going to give us. I can't wait to see what you guys do with my battle bus. Check out bighouseproduce.com. Also, obviously, Operation Big House coming up in just a couple weeks. High-powered Airsoft. Prussian Apparel / Paracord Addiction. He makes really cool shit. Look, guys, this is my dead rag that he made for us. He could do that for your teams as well. Make custom dead rags, makes maps on the cool ass maps. This is the one from Falda Gap that they make. Yeah. So actually, gunnies can do this too. Since all the buildings are static. Is it upside down? Oh, it's right side up. Yeah, it's right side up. He could do the same sort of thing like this, and you guys could sell them because it's microfiber. So,
that'd be cool.
It looks like what is it? Loincloth.
Oh, belly
blocker. That's a little too much coverage for you.
And I should have ended the stream so I could say that you did not have an epic little one-liner. Well done. Well done. Good job, Ashley. Because I can't even come back with that without looking like a bad guy. You fucking bitch. Anyways. Also, and finally and foremost, thanks everybody for that watches us every single week as we go through, talk about random airsoft nonsense and all the other fun stuff that we talk about. And next time, until we see you on the field, you all stay safe and have a great night.
Take care, guys.